Hey! I'm like the Fonz. Hey! I've never watched that show. I don't know. So, 3, 2, 1. Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. It is the Biendeo stream today on this fine 26th of May 2025. I hope you've had a wonderful week and will have a wonderful week ahead of you. My week has been nice and chill, although I'm feeling the fatigue of age. You start getting into that period when the worst part about age, sometimes I hear it's like, you know, your joints are like weak. I'm not there yet, but I'm getting to the whole freaking your forehead feels like dense, and you're obviously folding your forehead, and it's such a bizarre feeling. I don't know. So there you go. I'm getting old. I tell ya, and it'll happen to you. Yeah, exactly. It's the aging. Let's get into the game, shall we? So on the last week of Dragon Quest III, lots of stuff happened. Actually, no, we did a bunch of grinding and then got really annoyed by a pyramid. So, I've done two songs in a row that have both been made in the last year. So, I feel very, very, very accomplished. They're vibes. There's some good vibes, I'll tell you that. So, they're both hits as well. So, but yeah, so we have arrived in the town of, I'm gonna need a town name. The town of Baharata. And, we need to, I guess, something. I've completely forgotten what the quest line was, but I know that we need to travel east a bit. And we've also got I think a sage up north that we can go to. We're in Arabia, baby. Exactly. Oh yeah, we need some pepper. The shop's girl was abducted. Yes. So we need to find the pepper girl. And also someone tells you about a force rod, so... but yeah, no, my week's been pretty nice and chill. There's definitely an air of change going on in the world and stuff like that, but I'm kind of just chilling, just vibing. So I think we've got a full health party, and I think I bought something, but I don't have enough money for another thing. Now, if we go across there, I don't think you can see it, but effectively, we'll snake back around, and we'll come back to, as in this river, we go north, and then we cross it again past this mountain range. And that's where we need to go. It's not a tremendously long dungeon, but it does have a boss fight, so we'll see how we go there. But we're nearing that point as well when Into the Dragonfly levels a little bit. I mean, Into the Dragonfly's level shapes actually weren't that bad. They were pretty alright, but the big problem with Enter the Dragonfly shapes is that, or levels, is that there's not enough, set piece moments in the rooms. Yeah, the donut, yeah. It's not quite a donut, it's more like a C. It's a C shape. These guys are gonna hit the rest of the party. At some point, I'm gonna get lazy, I'm gonna start hitting that heal all button. Which doesn't actually cheat, by the way, it just casts heal on lots and lots of party members. I remember running past these two guys on the right, and the fire bow is a little annoying. Seriously, that's a pretty gnarly attack. But I do wonder whether we can kill the ant bears. Because these guys don't have a lot of health, and especially with that whip, it's definitely not too bad. Should be able to take out, maybe not the ant bear in one go, but yeah, Rags has got a good whip, so that's fine there. The Overwatch devs are unionizing. I did see that, yes. I don't have any strong opinions about unions. I feel like sometimes it's a bit of a charged topic, I hear, but I think in general, you know, I think a lot of people, it's not necessarily that one is pro-union or anti-union, but I think it should be pro-employee not getting screwed and employer generally having a fair deal and not getting completely shafted, because generally if you screw over all employers, the biggest ones seem to come out the best for some reason. So there's obviously a balancing act there. So yeah, if we go plan and I just hit full HP, this is the lazy way to heal. It has the problem of sort of healing all the way. You'll burn through your magic a lot quicker if you use that button. but honestly, it does get you through there. So, seems unions in the US suck, much like most other things. Yeah, it really depends. Also, look at this, it's a mystifier. Yeah, it really depends. Like, I'd probably need to see the specifics. For example, I know the SAG-AFTRA stuff, a lot of people were definitely like, oh, you know, like, they want more protections for their, greetings, Bob. They want more protections for their, you know, for the actors, you know, so that they don't get their likenesses stolen, you know, for AI purposes. And then simultaneously, SAG-AFTRA is trying to do a deal with an AI studio, which I'm just like, well, what if you're, like, entirely against doing AI stuff? If you're in SAG-AFTRA, you can't exactly negotiate that, can you? And then also, simultaneously, they are going after Epic Games for using Darth Vader's, well, for you. Oh, who's the actor? Oh my gosh, I've completely forgotten the actor's name. I'm sorry, but he's a few years past us. But he did agree to let his voice be used in AI purposes for Disney. And Disney are like, yeah, sure, Epic, you can go for it. That's within his wishes. And SAG-AFTRA is like, nah, you cannot. So, we'll see how that goes. My opinion is, he said he should be okay with it, and I'm honestly like, well, generally that's fine. In the same way as, like, I'd train an AI of my own voice myself, mind you. That's not giving permission for others, but, watched an essay about the arrogance of Genshin. Yeah, and yeah, the Genshin scenario. Again, I don't play Genshin, so I don't know a ton about the specifics, but it does seem very messy, because, especially, who's the voice actress for Paimon? She has gone on tirades about, like, you know, if you disagree with her, you're terrible. Not an hour 40, no. I've watched, someone kind of summarize some stuff about it, and I saw some tweets. 8-minute ran in front... Oh, I didn't see the ran in front of the... Was it in front of a toilet? I don't know if it was, like, an Instagram or, something else, but, yeah, no, she was going at it, beside a toilet. I mean, I don't knock... okay. She's, like, holding the camera, and it keeps going, like, kind of angled sometimes, which doesn't really narrow down that many clips. So, I'd have to remind myself of it, but, yeah, like, and then ultimately, like, what's the outcome of this? Is that they're actually opting to go entirely AI and... Not entirely AI, but at least try to localize all of their voice actors, which is going to be quite, impressive. Oh, yeah. What you guys are saying makes me want to puke. Oh, I'm not sure if I saw specifically that one. Actually, weapons and armor. Yeah, I'm not sure if I saw specifically that one, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's multiple videos she made sort of going on about it. And to be fair as well, like, anyone in any industry is probably going to vouch for that industry. Like, I don't think we should be, like, taking the voice actress's word, like, full on anyways, in terms of, like, it's a unbiased, non-partisan opinion. But also, like, yeah, you know, like, you're gonna be arguing from a very, like, self-centered position as well. So, the issue was that the Genshin actors, well, yeah, oh, yeah. Sorry. Well, they are union and then proceed to work on non-union projects, which is generally the whole point of the union, is that you should generally take the solidarity and encourage other businesses to become pro-union by only working in union jobs. I think there is a degree of, you know, you're gonna work on... Sorry. There's gonna be times when it's like, okay, well, you're gonna have to negotiate, that kind of stuff. But generally, a company that employs non-union people and also union people is sort of a double dip. Unless the union people, I guess, don't get any increased benefits compared to the non-union people, if that makes sense. And I hope that's the case. I actually do hope that's the case. Like, everyone just gets paid well anyways. Because ultimately, yeah, like, you don't... they were angry with a replacement voice actor who isn't even in the US. Oh, yeah, I did see that. And he was just like... They were complaining on Twitter, and he was just like, I'm asleep, bro. Or I don't think he said that, but, like, people... Like, he one of the silly arguments, and I choose to believe that Twitter isn't really, like, a real conversation going on. There's a lot of people shouting at each other and not exactly, like, a lot of how would I put it, like, actual conversations happening between people. But I saw, like, one take that was like, your silence means complicitness, and I'm just like, what? He's asleep. It's such a, like, a crazy thing. There are so many people, and really, especially on Twitter, and if they are real people, then oh boy. But, yeah, like, I mean, that's part of the reason why I don't really talk on Twitter anymore as well, because it's very hard to really have a combo there, and to really know that someone actually has an opinion, and they're not just baiting, or they're not just, like, you know, like, yeah, not living in the US and having different time. Exactly. Every time I say, oh, you know, welcome to the stream, it is the Biendeo stream today on this fine, you know, X day, 26th of May, it's like me streaming at this time is generally, oh, he's trying to, yeah. Exactly, it's just like, he's so far off the time zone that it's like, how can you expect that he responds? And also, like, some people just might be wrong, like, some people are just like, how would I put it? Deeply prejudiced without any, reasonable excuse, or, I guess, how would I put it? Prior judgment. Like, there's a lot of people who are just like, well, they're not me, so therefore they've done something wrong, and you can take your pick on what kind of characteristic they choose. A lot of people are very simple as well. They'll just choose, like, one detail, and they'll be like, well, I'm not that, so therefore I'm better than them. And it's like, bruh, like, one, let's not make it a comparison contest, because that's not going to be fair for you. Two, I don't think tearing down people is exactly the way of pushing things to be better. Obviously, if someone does something in the wrong, I usually say, like, a bit of redemption, acknowledgement, and kind of just like, hey, you know, like, let's constructively improve. If you don't do it, then, you know, like, I've said my piece, like, that's it. So, because entitled US citizens, I mean, I wouldn't exactly judge US citizens. One, because, you know, like, well, how would I put it? One, I sometimes see Canadians. I'll just lump Canadians into the same boat. And then two, I feel like there's a lot of, how would I put it? Especially on Twitter, there's a lot of people who egg it on, and they're not exactly US. They're just, you know, joining in, basically. The video I watched was called How Entitled Voice Actors Ruined a 268-Day Strike Overnight, the SAG After a Video Game Strike. Yeah, I don't think I saw specifically that one. I think I definitely wasn't an hour 40, I'll tell you that. It was a lot shorter. But yeah, no, I don't have a lot of opinions that aren't already said by other YouTubers, so I definitely say, yeah, I will definitely say, like, go see that video or other videos about it, to gain more of an opinion. But I definitely say that, like, it's a... Still, above an hour is definitely like, oh, that's a lot of content. And there's probably lots of evidence and also lots of fun reactionary statements as well, because reactionary statements are always fun to stoke the fire. But yeah, like, comments on the video. Usually YouTube comments are a bit more like, I mean, sometimes they're spammy, but usually you don't see a lot of people spam stuff on YouTube. I think it's because you can't exactly, like, if you make a YouTube comment that is well-liked, that usually doesn't boost your own influence in any way. And so generally, you will find not that many people actually do it just to bait or boost. A lot of people on YouTube are like, are at least legit, somewhat. Game dev here. SAG outright blacklisted my entire company because we can't afford all the SAG employees and hire indies since we are an 8-person studio. We maxed out our Taft-Hardy exemption instantly because we were looking at 10 indie voice actors and 2 SAGs. Sucks. We have an absolute no AI clause too. We're super anti-AI in game dev. I definitely feel like, I hope this person, how would I put it? I hope this person reconsiders their opinion on AI a little bit. I do get human first, I do get that, but I would say, in general, I wouldn't exactly be like, oh, no AI at all. I guess you could say no AI for voice acting, like, if I was to extrapolate, oh, you mean, like, a bit more than that, then I get it. And honestly, I don't think it's wise to exactly, like, how would I put it? I don't think there's lots of... It's very hard to coerce, you know, the text-to-speech in particular, or if you want to. I think there's ones that can take inflections in your voice, but it's still not perfect because it still relies on you being able to act it, which is usually tricky for developers. It's a tricky game on that one. As for the SAG part, yeah, no, like, that's the kind of horror story that I'm like, oh, like, that's why... Not to say SAG are necessarily evil for demanding high salaries, but just that, like, that is obviously a barrier to entry from a employer standpoint, and that's why I go, the employer is equal parts of this conversation. Is Air about to die? Not this turn. Okay. But yeah, no, the employer... Dang it, Rags. But yeah, no, the employer is definitely an equal part of this conversation. And I think a lot of people in the conversation... Sorry, you know, like, at least on Twitter and stuff like that, don't seem to mention that. Mostly because Genshin is not a small studio. They probably 100% will employ, you know, high salaries. And big companies are always going to do that, so... She needs money to survive. Others weren't striking while she was... I mean, that's the... How would I put it? That is also the problem of a strike. You, as an employee, are banking on the fact that your talent is going to be necessary. And the cost to a business to replace you entirely with people who are satisfied with their conditions will be too great, and therefore you can negotiate something harder. That's what your strike will do. The problem is that there are a bajillion voice actors, and also AI. Like, especially, like, I do not know who Paimon's voice actress by name is. I can remember her face only from that TikTok. Yeah, this depends on the strike laws as well, because obviously, like, I think some places might, you know, sort of criminalize certain kinds of actions, so, criminalize in the sense of just fines. I wouldn't exactly say jail time. By the way, I'm surprised how long it's taking for some levels as well. Oh boy, as well. We've got real beat on this right here. But yeah, I would imagine Genshin's voice actors have a high salary, and if you are offering a lot of money already, then you are going to attract a lot of talent. And I think there are a ton of people who are certainly willing to just replace any voice actor in particularly Genshin, but really a lot of other games. Like, I know, obviously, Saga's been sending Venti's VA threatening letters. I don't know which one is Venti, but, also threatening, I would probably say asterisk. I would like to see the wording in particular, because, I think, like, threatening could potentially be very slam dunk, and some, is it the person that was getting the stuff anyways? The femboy. I don't play Genshin. The only gacha I've played was Infinity Nikki, and I had a whole convo about last week about how I'm done with it, so I'm back to no gacha, and it's kind of liberating, I'll tell you that. I got to sleep in the mornings, so that's all good. But yeah, like, so the threats may be quite, like, I guess, condemning from a public opinion standpoint, and maybe they are a little bit more tame, and it's just like, hey, we're really pushing for more stuff, and we are going to pull out or do something like that. You know, it depends, I guess, but I'd like to see the specific wording, yeah. It is a messy situation in the sense that it is playing out in public. I think that strikes and all this stuff, I mean, naturally it does come out in the public in the sense of stuff gets delayed. I think the obvious ones were the Hollywood strikes was like a whole year or something before, a couple of years ago, and yeah, that was a pretty gnarly one for the Hollywood industry. I guess for the downstream, you know, like, I hope they got better deals or something like that, but ultimately as well, you know, how did the businesses react? I don't know, we'll see. So that's why, like, I don't exactly say, like, I'm pro or against really lots of things, I guess, which is a bit of a fence at a standpoint, but I do feel like I want to see the best for everyone, and I want to see the best, and that includes the consumers as well. I don't want, like, you know, say for example, employees demand tons more money, then the studios demand tons more from the consumers, and then the consumers get a worse product, or at least like a not better product. I'm like, that's not a win for the consumer. There's got to be a way to negotiate, you know, like, how do we get this kind of, you know, best for everyone kind of scenario? That's a complex question, and I don't think... it's not an easy answer to just be like, oh, like, we just balance this number, and this, like, deadline and all this stuff. There's a lot of variables. It really does depend on lots of things. But ultimately, I think, like, you know, the employees got to get compensated. And I'm not, like, against the idea of, you know, I guess... like, if people are super replaceable, it does reduce their bargaining power real hard, and that's kind of a big risk of any industry where that's the case. So, there's this thing in SAG-AFTRA where you can relinquish your bonuses as a union member, but in return you can join what? It's called FICOR? Oh, I do hate that you have to pay to be in, SAG-AFTRA. It's like... I think I saw $3,000 US annually, and I'm like, she's FICOR? Okay. Well, we can head into this cave. I don't think we'll exactly get anywhere, but this cave is a big series of rooms, and there's a door, and there's chests everywhere up here. Oh my goodness. And I hope there's no well, can we take him out, or am I about to lose all my money again? Let's see. Can we sleep him? Let's see if we can go for a sleep. This is still going to be a kill? Yep. Cool. Oh, the sleep worked. Let's go for it. I think he's only got 120 health. We should be able to start taking him out now. Yeah, because we just needed a few turns. That's it, so... They don't give them that much experience, though. It's a bit of a waste of time, isn't it? And it's kind of annoying, because, reviving is still not a thing, so... The strongest enemy so far. Do I dare open, like, any of the rest of these? Seems a bit risky to keep opening the rest, isn't it? Money? There's another one, okay. Alright. Biendeo lived that one. There you go. Let's make sure the sleep works again. Oh, didn't work that time. Time to scream. Ah. I would like to heal, but I'm also like, I think the sleep will guarantee a win, should Air still live. Well, Air died anyway, so it really didn't matter. Someone's not gonna make it, and Biendeo is the one. Okay, time to run from a lot of fights. And also, really easy experience for Nyx. Cool fight. Cool fight. I mean, at least I can defeat it this time? I don't know. It's kind of just like, oh. So, speaking of businesses properly paying their employees, Fetty, you're gonna kick me on this one for mentioning Bungie after you were like bringing it up last week, and I was like, I have no opinion, because Bungie, I know, are in deep water for the stolen art assets for Marathon. I now have an opinion. I do now have an opinion. And there's I do have an opinion. I mean, the opinion was, it was clearly pretty wrong. I'll definitely say that. But I think it goes one step a little further. Also, Nyx is dead. Dang it. Dang it. Big brain move. How could you die? Oh, Rax is almost at a nice level. Okay. Yeah, a bit of a rip. Should have spent that money, I'll tell you. Well, let's roll. I forgot which castle we're in. I think we're all the way on the other side of the world on this one, so, time to, return back to Baharata. Isn't it great that you can warp? Yeah, you lose half the money, which, granted, well, actually, it's kind of annoying, because now I gotta, as well, revive these people, so it's kind of pricey, isn't it? We're nearly at this point when you can start getting money a bit more reliably, but... yeah... Pokemon's not as brutal. Yeah, reviving is free, saving is anywhere, and you generally don't spend your money on that much. And yeah, usually you don't get caught out that hard in Pokemon, whereas here it's just like, oh, I go into a dungeon, oh look, it's an enemy that gets free kills. So, anyway, so the Bungie thing, I realize how miserable the situation is inside of Bungie, and we don't quite know fully the extent of what's happening inside the company, but we can certainly tell what is happening in response to the things that are being said about it, and even stuff that extends beyond what the public has been influencing. So, for example, the stolen art asset thing, clearly that means they cannot just show off new... they cannot just show off, like, content on live streams now, because now there's a risk that they're going to continue showing off, you know, stolen art assets, or at least heavily inspired art assets without attribution. So previously, you know, like they were going to do a demo of the game and kind of show off some early alpha stuff. They ended up only doing an hour-long, I think it was an hour-long, kind of developer interview, and they had a live chat, and the two people on it looked very, they looked very, very, very miserable as well, because partially, I think they knew. Secondly, I think as well, they're witnessing the chat. The chat is definitely grilling them quite a fair bit as well. Also, oh boy, we got a whole gang of wolves here. I got the fog. You can see the fog in action right there. So annoying. Plagiarism makes me god. Yes, there's that being spammed in the chat a lot as well. Thanks, Rags, for hitting them. Or actually no, there's 2 fights in, but still, it's just like, come on. I want to have a good shot at this. But the devs don't look very, very fun. They don't look like they're having a good time. But on top of that, there's other things, like the fact that the game may potentially have a deadline pushed. It may be releasing later this year, as opposed to, I think it was aiming for September. It might be getting pushed back by, you know, some months. And a lot of the reasons why that's happening actually were before the plagiarism stuff started really coming out. Maybe they knew internally, and then people caught it in public, because if they caught the plagiarism early, they 100% wouldn't announce that. But I think this has to go with more, like the previews aren't really going well. I don't think the pre-orders are particularly great for this game. And, you know, like if Sony doesn't have much confidence, they might be like, might delay it a bit. And who wins from a delay? Well, one, the consumers, because it means they don't have to buy a bad game. Just note that. Anyone who's disappointed, just note, like, there are some games... There are some games that get cancelled or delayed, and it's like, why? They were nearly perfect. Cough, cough, Star Fox 2. Which one was... Oh, snap. Was that September? Man, it's been ages. It's been ages since that one, hasn't it? But there's a very interesting extra part as well that I saw, and I think maybe one of the videos you watched also mentioned this. Might have been late, or yeah, but it's like, man, you know, like, Sony, like, it was only a year ago when a company that you had previously bought the entirety of, and then well, I wouldn't say they pushed Bungie into making Marathon, but I think there's probably directional decisions that have happened over the last 2-3 years, since Bungie got acquired. And you're expecting this game to, you know, pop off, take off, whatever, you know, be the next Helldivers. And never mind that Helldivers is sort of stagnant as well. It's sort of not growing anymore. But yeah, like, you've done it again. You've bought a studio, which is not a cheap move. You expect that what they will do is that earns you lots and lots of revenue for a very successful title, which I just feel like is a very risky move. Like, why buy these companies outright? Be a publisher, Sony. You don't have to buy the studio. I wouldn't say almost, I'd say they did. Even when they backtracked it, the damage was done. The trust is lost. And I completely agree with, like, the concerns. I know some people will go, oh, but it's a login. Don't you have a bajillion logins? And then I go to haveibeenpwned.com, which has a new front end, by the way. It's very nice and pretty. I would recommend go check it out again. This is not a plug. This is not an ad. It's just like a good site. I like it. But the number of sites that I've gone to where it's like, yep, there is information about me and profiling information, and I can't, you know, I can't opt out of that. And so all these companies have harvested a bunch of data about me based on the way that I play games and the kinds of inputs I've had. And now they casually go, oh, and now we can associate with a human being who has this credit card or whatever, or at least purchases things at certain times, which may potentially, you know, hint at things that wouldn't have been public otherwise. So, isn't that weird that there's so many games that used to be single player and now it's like... Because that was another thing as well, is apparently Helldivers 1 had multiplayer. I think, yeah. But yeah, why did they do risky actions? I don't know. I really don't know why studios... Because PlayStation studios can act very normal and just publish a game. Go, hey, you're a developer... You know, we will help fund your game a bit, because that's what publishers do. They negotiate a deal where, hey, depending on how much they fund, they might ask for more of the returns. That's okay. And then, you know, like, if the game does well or not, it's like, well, they funded it. That's on them. And, you know, the developers are going to be like that. But, like that's how it used to work. When this whole studio gets bought, now suddenly the longevity of the studio relies on the success of that game, and the success of that game relies on more than the studio. It relies on the publishing arm as well. So if a game is poorly advertised or has incredibly abstract, you know, kinds of trailers that don't exactly convince people that it's actually a meaningful game that's not just Apex Legends, then, you know, like, Marathon might be an actually really okay game, and I have no interest in it because they aren't advertising it very well. Like, it's not necessarily their fault. How does this make sense if companies are risk-averse and still take lots of risks? I think there's somewhat a abstract... Well, yeah, Marathon somewhat is it's an existing franchise, so it can harbor on at least a bit of, like, people know that Marathon is a game. I think Marathon is a bit too old, and I also think that Bungie itself doesn't exactly have the greatest of recent reputations, and that is a bit of a killer combo. So how does it make sense if companies are risk averse and take lots of risks? I think there's a mentality that some particularly business minded people will have, where it's basically like the biggest risk is not taking risks, which is like a bit of an odd statement, because I do think that there's some times when it's like you can make very safe money, and PlayStation, I don't know if it actually needs to even make safe money, because, hey, if they've made, like, $1 bajillion, then they're doing alright, so they, you know, like, oh, the hardware division does well, so, how much of the new Marathon has old Marathon ties? Well, from my understanding, not a lot. Like, there's not that many aliens in the trailer. I don't want Air to die, but I'm also not healing, which is a bit risky. Okay, we're good. Abstract trailer happens, you don't understand. Well, Hideo Kojima has pedigree. Hideo Kojima, like, for the moment, can't do wrong. Yeah, it was Metal Gear Solid, and then he did Death Stranding, and Death Stranding is absolutely, like, iconic in the sense of, and I haven't played the game yet, but I will very soon. Very soon. I do intend to actually play that one this year, so... yeah, lore intensive for games in 1994 at the very least. It's got dual wielding as a mechanic as well. And before anyone says that game invented dual wielding, I would like to add the shareware version of Rise of the Triad came out on the same day. So there you go. But it is a neat game. It is a fairly neat game in the would have definitely been in development before Doom came out kind of environment. Like, you'd probably say a Wolfenstein-inspired game, and it somehow managed to hit a lot of interesting points. I don't think it's a particularly amazingly balanced game, but I do think it's a very curious one. So I definitely recommend that one. Oh no, the cheap viewers. Maybe. I've got other boomer shooters I would like to show off beforehand. I feel like Serious Sam is actually one of my favorites that I would like to really show off. But we're in this weird part as well where it's like, okay, I've done Doom 1 and 2. I've done Quake 1, Quake 2. Quake 3 is a multiplayer game. You don't particularly gain too much by like showing it on stream. I'd probably just say go play it. Like just go out and play it. Serious Sam. Yeah, well, Serious Sam is more of an arena shooter, but it's got some real wacky level design. Like, it's actually... exactly. I don't even run ads, so it's not like you pay me either. That's the thing. It's like, what is that? I pay for viewers, and then, like, it's the anticipation that I get more ad revenue? It's a bit of an assumption there. I say, do it for the fun. Do the streams for the fun, so... Serious Sam's one. I would also like to play, at least Unreal 1 and 2. Unreal 2 is a bit of a... It's not an amazing game, but it's actually a fun stream game. It has a lot of, like, just things happening. You're like, oh, okay. Like, it's an interesting one to break down, and not a lot of people have played Unreal 2, so... but yeah, no, there's a lot of other shooters I would like to show off. I watched Civi review both Unreal 2 and 1. Yeah, Unreal 1 is an actual, like, GOAT game. It has some of the most... Yeah, it has some of the most incredible level design that you will find out of a late 90s shooter. Some Serious Sam... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Serious Sam 1 in co-op is incredibly broken, but that's sort of the fun of it. It's very raw. It's very raw of a game. But Serious Sam 1 is perfect design philosophy distilled. It's like, let's make a shooter where every enemy outruns you. And yeah. Somewhat, yeah. Like, the tournament games are very much just multiplayer sandboxes. I will give them props. They have incredible bots, which is something that is so sorely overlooked. Like, other than Fortnite, what is a game that has come out in the last 10 years with really good multiplayer bots? Like, this is such a forgotten art, and all of these multiplayer games just have this as a feature. And I always keep saying as well, like, we have machine learning right there. We have the technology to invent really good bots with with very little effort. It's a bit inefficient, sure, but it's also for bots, not language models. The actual execution cost is a lot less than you'd expect. How many enemies in the game are as iconic as the Headless Kamikaze? Well, yeah, there's not a lot of them that are that iconic either. I'd probably say some of the more iconic enemies in the last, like, decade probably are just Souls enemies, you know what I mean? Impressive enemy, yeah, oh yeah, Unreal 1 is incredible as well. Oh yeah. Serious Sam is a big name, and I'd probably say it's Croatia. It's the only game from Croatia that I can actually cite. Yeah. I was gonna say Factorio, but that's from the Czech Republic, so that's one over. But yeah, no, legit, and it's so iconic. I love it. So it's great. But yeah, just back to Bungie for a hot second as well. Yeah, the one thing that I did see though is that in the acquisition, the employees would be granted Sony stock. And usually how this happens is that the stocks vest over time. So while you're at the company, you will be given stocks every few months, and then the plan goes for so long, and by the end it's like, oh, you've got all your stocks. I think a lot of the employees, I think the stock period ends sometime next year, because usually 3 or 4 years is usually the time period you have of that. And by the time all the employees like have gotten all their stocks, I think a lot of them are going to bounce. They're going to be like, that's the only reason why I was staying on. And they're sort of winging it, because especially when you're in an incredibly large company, you can sort of cruise. Not saying you slack off or that you don't do your work, but you don't care. You're going to ship a game. You're going to work until you ship a game. And that's the kind of attitude that I think is... Like, not to say that the employees are wrong for being in that position, because if you're in a job and you are told to do the most mundane things, but you get paid alright, a lot of people are willing to sell their souls for a bit. Like, not everyone is pure and can only work on things that they love, because otherwise then no one would ever like stick on any project. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm willing to put up with a bunch of stuff if it means that there's something further in my career, or I'm rewarded for it, or maybe it's like, you know, around the corner there's an actual better opportunity or a better project, like something like that. You work on, I think, who's a musician who had to do that? Kesha, maybe? She had to make a lot of, like, stuff that she thinks is garbage, just so that she can make the music that she actually kind of likes. And, well, yeah, it's like, it goes both ways, because then it's like, well, as an employee, oh, sorry, as an employer, if I go, oh, why would I hire anyone from Bungie? Like, they've been sort of, you know, dropping the ball for quite a while. And, that is a very fair call. So, you have to balance that. You have to balance that. Yeah, here's the Force as well. The Force. Let me try and see. Do I have my weapons tab? I do. So the Staff of Force, every time you attack, it uses 3 MP. And that's the kind of angle where it's like, well, how often am I going to be attacking? So, sue them for defamation. Oh, I'm not too sure if defamation is, like, directly applicable, although I would say that, like, these companies do need to, like, how would I put it? They need to get their employees in line. I'm not saying via, like, discipline, but... Oh, true. Can't use the Force. I don't know why. I will shout out my mate for... in voice chat. He just puts on the freaking Alpha and Omega movies. And we just watched the final one. And they do a... Not the second last one. Had a, these are not the wolves you're looking for, like, kind of statement. I'm like, what? So, but yeah, no, I could just get the mace whip, which then means I have 3 people who can attack with whips, which at least helps a little bit. Don't forget to save. I can't save occasionally. They're quick saves. They're quick saves in this game. I can't frequently save. So, the COD Zombies map, Alpha and Omega. Yeah, that's pretty fair. Well, sorry, they're quick saves as in, like, the we delete the save when you resume the game kind of save. So, like, I think Mystery Dungeon has those kinds of saves. So, if I could quick save anywhere, I totally would. RPGs, like, with a quick save feature seems like such an interesting, I guess, decision as well, so... Yeah, that's the one, yeah. So... Let's have another crack at this dungeon. I don't think the enemies are really that bad, it's just the cannon boxes. I actually don't even think there's any other cannon boxes. I think I sort of took out all of them. But having more whips always helps. There we go. I've spent all my money, so we'll see how this goes as well. But I will keep casting full HP. No, I've got 3 whips. Hold on. Steel, chain, mace. The chain isn't, like, tremendously strong. None of these are amazingly strong compared to the single attacker, but I think they work fine. So I think this dungeon is like an actual bit of a meme because it's just a bunch of grids. Like you just go south and you're all good. Oh yeah, no, it's because Rags keep like, he's not doing anything. She. Fetty's gonna go like, you keep misgendering your all-female party. You made it easy for yourself. You still get it wrong. So, I know. Oh, but we do have to deal with executors. But yeah, air attacking first is like, oh, bit of damage. Maybe. Listen, I don't discriminate. I get the wrong gender every time. Actually, I will say I default to he quite a bunch, and that is like a 50-50. It works sometimes, and other times it's like, whoops. So, hey, once you know, then you say the one that they want. That's it. I guess that's how it be. Is that another Star Wars reference in my video game? There we go. So down the stairs, and we now go across to the left, where we will find some chests. Look at that, an int seed. Look at that, an aggle seed. Wow. A life acorn. And a strut seed. Look at all that, one of each, which I definitely have been using throughout the adventure. And we keep traveling south through another door, and then we go, what are you doing here? I'll say this as a favor to you. Get lost before you get hurt. Oh, okay. Alright, they're just blocking my way, I guess. That's interesting that apparently I'm not able to continue here. Because I thought I was ready, but apparently not. If I'm able to go here and I miss something, now I gotta double check. What am I missing out on? Yeah, exactly. And then I'm always like too hesitant to even use them at all, which is a bit of a shame. I beat Xenogears 1 like that. It's like you got all these items and I'm like, I didn't exactly use them by the end because I sort of focused so hard on some characters that I just sort of never had anything else going on. Let's do a Google search just to figure out, like, did I miss anything? Oh, okay, I missed one conversation in the town. I missed one singular conversation. That's kind of interesting that they don't let you proceed. Because someone says, oh, you know, there's dudes over here. I mean, like, the person was kidnapped, so how dare you not talk to everyone? Exactly. That one's on me. But also, that's slightly on the game for just being like, important quest dialogue here. Like, it shouldn't matter whether I've talked to someone else. Unless it's like, strictly like a thing happens, you know? I don't know. I always do feel, not to say that games need quest objective markers or that, oh, it's an old game and therefore how dare they not handhold me. But like, legit, it's like, there is no reason that talking to that person somehow causes these guys to do a thing, you know what I mean? Like, I can walk all the way to where I go to that boss fight, only to then get told they're not ready. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm there, just let me go for it. The whip is good, I tell ya, the whip is good, so yeah, so I hope the best for the employees in Bungie, although I would also say if they are confident that they're just winging the time until the stocks vest, it's not like you can fire them, you know what I mean? Like, well, you might fire them later in layoffs, but that's what they're doing. They're waiting, they're winging it, so You know, you can't beat that as Sony. You made a terrible decision to give them stocks as well. Like, when you bought them out, here's the thing as well though. It's probably part of the deal for selling or for buying the company is that basically you reward all those employees with quite a good, you know, portfolio, the salaries are good, like that kind of stuff. A lot of that is how, yeah, this guy. I did speak to this guy already. So, am I missing anyone else? Kidnappers have holed up in a cave on the other side of the bridge. I definitely had already said hi to that guy, I'll tell you that. And this guy on GameFAQs, which this is specifically with the Switch version as well. The old Switch version, by the way, not the new one. Stuck in the cave, I met the guards in the cave, but they won't give me a yes or no question answer. I got the key in the pyramid, so I went to Patoga so I could go to Nordy's cave. I do not know what I'm missing. And then he just responds sometime later, he had to talk to the uncle in the south of town who I never saw. I assume? I did that right? Hold on, let's see. Let's see another post. Some guy just said, oh no, that's the other place. Okay. I don't know. Oh, here we go. A Reddit question. Okay, I'm going back to the town. Apparently I really missed the scene. The Ant Bear Medal. These are posts from 2021. That's how you know that they're actually legit, so. I actually don't trust these hunter flies, man. The amount of times they use fireball is kind of annoying, so. But yeah, we've got some hardware for today, I'll tell you that. So let's mention some hardware. I think the big one is that we had the 5060 actually come out last week, and the outcome was there are, yeah, just one, but I think the outcome is it costs $300 US or 580 Australian dollars, and it performs worse on average in games, although it does, or at least very on par, and sometimes a little better, but I think in more cases not as good as a 3070, which came out in 2020, I think. Early 2020. We're 5 years old, and that card is... Actually, was it early 2020? Might have been late 2020, actually. Yeah, it might have been late 2020. Still, it's a somewhat old card, and it definitely reduced in price quite a fair bit, which you could have gotten it for $600, at least Australian, ages ago. You could have gotten the 3060 Ti as well for a lot cheaper. And they're all 8GB cards. All of those cards I mentioned are 8GB of VRAM, so in theory, if you have one, congrats. It shouldn't perform really any differently to a 5060. I don't think a 5060 is exactly the worst thing in the world, but the price is kind of brutal. And that's not fun there. Berber drink. Yeah, so Reddit post, Reddit McReddit says there's a scene where the son of the pepper salesman goes off to find the girl. The guy with the sword is... I wonder if this is a nighttime check and I just completely wandered past it because... Oh, snap, wow! Oh, Tanya, my love. Travelers, please listen. My dear granddaughter, Tanya, was abducted by a gang of bandits. The young man there is Tanya's lover, Gupta. I hope that they wouldn't marry and take over my shop. You look strong. Will you save? I'll go. How could you ask traveling strangers for help? Just wait. I'll rescue Tanya. Gupta. And there goes Gupta. If Gupta were to be captured too, what am I to do? I didn't even realize it could go this south. I'm purifying my body in the waters of the sacred river in prayer that I bear a healthy child. I traveled all the way here to see the sacred river. Its water is not only good for drinking, it's said to repel monsters. I'm I got memes on my timeline about India, I'll tell you that. I really feel bad for India because it gets such a bad rap on my timeline. And, partially, how would I put it? They did, oh, yeah, like, okay, alright, in terms of that conflict, yeah, like, that one's a long bit of brewing from both of them, and, I have absolutely no skin in that game, so, but yeah, shout out to The Rock for the timeless, it's time for the world's greatest rivalry, India versus Pakistan. That one's incredible, but, yeah, the whole, like, how would I put it? Yeah, I got a lot of the stinky India kind of memes, and part of me does feel that, like, it's a gross overgeneralization, and also, man, I cannot find a place on Google Maps that doesn't have garbage and or defecation. I swear, it's real tricky. So, part of me is like, I feel nice at home. I don't know, but I don't know. I don't feel like there's really any comment I can make that, you know, makes me or the people I read exactly seem better. So I'll just be like, yeah, whatever. But it's bizarre how unified a lot of, like, people I saw on just, like, hating India out of nowhere. And it's just like, wow. Not out of nowhere, but, like, they knew independently. I don't know. I follow a lot of people, I'll just say that. Oh, this is a door. Or a wall. But it's weird, because there are a lot of countries in Central Asia that do generally also have problems like that. Because I know Bangladesh has, you know, pollution problems. I think, what's another one? Not, maybe Pakistan. Nepal doesn't have, like, Street View pictures, so you can't tell, really. I thought Bangladesh was, like, one over from, you want to join our band? Kazakhstan? Kazakhstan doesn't have any Google Maps photos. You can't look up anything in Kazakhstan, so we gotta fight some goons. I'm not too sure if these are different goons to the previous goons. But, hopefully, since it's all one group, this should actually be pretty okay. Monsters. Dude, imagine, like, some, you know, some Boston types come up to you and then suddenly they are knights in armor. They are geared to take you out. Yeah, okay. These don't seem like the Gooners. I defeated the Gooner first. Now we gotta go for the Goondi. They are gooning. What a remarkable word. It's very kind of onomatopoeic. Not specifically, nothing makes that sound goon, but it's such a odd word. It's the same thing with the word moist. Or what's another one? Goomba. That was a fairly straightforward fight, wasn't it? We came all this way just to have a very straightforward fight. Moat. Anyway, let's head south. Oh, look! He got captured. The wall's straight ahead. There should be a lever that opens this door. Please help me. Okay, oops, I missed it. Moat's a cool word, yeah. Ah, Tanya! Oh, apparently freeze both of them. Tanya, oh, sorry. I read the subtitle. Oh, Gupta, we can go home. Yes, let's go back home. Thank you. Well, that was easy, wasn't it? All you had to do was just pull a lever. Yeah! Guess who's home? You folks aren't going anywhere. I don't think I gave him this accent last time. Kind of gonna walk around the table. Oh, I don't remember abducting you. Wait a second, dang, you again. You persistent dogs. But this time, I'm gonna win. Dirk Dinkum. It's Kandar again, and he's only got 2 goons instead of 3. But you know how this fight's gonna go. So let's give him the sap, and let's see if some focus fire is gonna help. I think he's got more health this time as well, which is a bit unfortunate for me. So we'll see how well we go. But the goons aren't hitting relatively as hard. Kanda still hits hard, but I actually think this is probably going to be an easier fight. The Australian guy from the Garfield show. True, yeah. Also, I do have Infernos, which actually will help with the... I was going to say will help with the group aspect, but it's like, I don't really need the group aspect anymore, do I? So I think he's got like 700 health. It's quite a bit, but he had 300 before, so... They're doing the same amount of damage. Part of me goes like, ooh, are you right there? I do feel like they've got a fair bit of health, so we'll go for it. We'll go for it. Sure. These are not the same goons, though, as the ones from before. Like, it looks like the same, but they're not actually. It's kind of weird. The group hitting always helps though, so that's all good. It's casting defense, which is actually mean. Oh, that's a pretty big hit. Oh, he's casting defense again. That's... oh boy. No, 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 we're all good. We're all good. We're good. We'll make it. We'll make it. Rags has not been fallen over this fight as well. Yeah. Oh boy, as well. We're gonna keep the heal spamming for the moment. I worry that I'm gonna run out of magic because I'm heal mooring a bit. So we'll see how this goes. But I'm hopeful I got this. You see what I mean? They got a fair bit of gusto to them. And I unfortunately can't up defense, so I can cast speed up, I guess. Maybe that'll help. That is true. I sort of instinctively go like, oh, I can only attack one target, so therefore I attack that one, and then oh, he's gone for a crit. It's a bit mean. Bit mean there. Next. Gonna have to heal more. You. There's one. Oh, heavy attack on Rags. There we go. We should probably take out this guy, shouldn't it? Yeah, there you go. There you go, we're down to 1. Easy. No, we got this. We got this. It's fine. What do you mean? Taking them out before they cast defense 50 million times? What do you mean? Square law? Yeah, sort of. Thanks, Rags, for not attacking. Oh, that was a perfect amount of health. Oh, that's a bit mean. Okay. Thanks, Rags. You better dodge this attack. That wasn't a dodge, Rags. You weren't the target. Just keep hitting them. He keeps going for different people. Thanks, Rags. Okay. Isn't it weird that Rags always keeps living? Not contributing. Oh, there you go. First try. First try. I got Tiptoe, so... Well, easy levels for Rags. There you go. I can't beat you. I promise to go straight. No. Don't be so cold. I swear I'll go straight. No. Dead people do not get XP. No. It spreads. So what happens is that your experience is divided equally amongst all living members, which if you only ever have one party member, you'll generally get 4 times the experience, but yeah, I think as well there's a thing. Do we? Nah. I don't know if there's anything left over here. I'm like, is there? So we're now gonna need to get out of here, but hey, you know, doing the objective. That's the good stuff. And then hoping that I counted the right number of rooms. I did. Very neat. And we wander back and get attacked by wolves. That's not wolves. I seem to not be able to run away from things very often. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Listen, I'm never gonna use these herbs otherwise. Look at that, they're great. Healing, jeez. Should have used these last time, shouldn't I? There you go. We made it. Well, almost. We almost made it. Now we made it. What compelled you to visit this? Oh, you know, just dead. You know, it happens to the best of us. But yeah, no, 5060, it's, as a GPU. And then on top of that, you get a lot of people making, you know, again, the 8GB argument. The 8GB argument, I would probably say is, as I said a few weeks ago, it's like, it's probably quite fair. There's lots of games that are too intensive these days for 8GB, even at kind of low settings, like they're sort of needlessly intense. I think that's certainly on the game devs for jumping the gun so far. But I also feel like Nvidia should really be... They gotta bite the bullet. AI devs don't need as much memory as video games now, which is such a shame. The pepper shop. Oh, hello, it's me, Gupta. Thank you so much for saving us. Were you looking for some pepper? Sure. Then please take some. I can't take your money. There we go. Please take care. Dharma Temple is said to be among the mountains to the north. We'll head there very shortly, actually. But that's all I needed. I only needed that, so let's go back to Portoga. I'll also rest in the inn. Also, it became daytime. I was like, which one's the inn? This one's the inn. It's cheaper here. I'm a cheapskate. But yeah, so obviously, okay, well, Nvidia's dropping the ball. So what has AMD got? Well, they have announced the RX 9060 XT. The RX 9060 XT is very interesting because they've named it to compete with the 5060 Ti, and they also thought, hey, you know what'd be great? Let's release an 8GB and a 16GB variant. Biendeo, you've brought back Pepper. Well done. Your courage can be none other than that of a hero. As promised, you may take my ship. Pepper is delicious. I've overeaten, and so I'm sleepy. I am saving here, though. We are properly saving here. Not the end of the stream, but we'll just get the save. But yeah, so thank you AMD. You are doing the same thing that Nvidia did. Now granted, the cards are cheaper. The regular 8GB one costs $300 US, so probably be the exact same price as a 5060. And the other one, the 16 gig, is going to cost $350. Will they perform basically the same? Probably. And we go on the boat and we leave, by the way. So now we get to do the fun boat stuff, where we managed to find a whole place. You might be wondering what was this right here. I have somewhat. I think this is. Yeah, wait. That's just where we came from. Like the little. Actually, is it? This would be its own thing, wouldn't it? We can't open it either, so we can head up this wonderful staircase where we meet a guy. It was smart of you to come here. I've sailed the world's seas. I'll tell you about the world. Sail south, down along the coast. You'll round the Cape of Tadanki. Far to the cape's east is Lancel, and beyond that, it is Aliahan. Far to the north of Aliahan is Zipangu, the country of gold. Also, there are 6 orbs all over the world. If you collect them all, you won't need a ship anymore. But first, you should sail south. Take note of what I said. I'm glad that they tell you this, because it's very useful. Otherwise, you'd get very lost. Actually, you can't get too lost, because you do have a map. So if we go back to the ship... If we go back to the ship, the nice thing is, rather than recording the field quest, if I go into the key items and we look at the magic map, we'll now have a better gist of what he meant. So, the map of the world, yeah, imagine it's like actual Earth. The continents are sort of shaped the same, other than Australia has a very Australia-looking continent there, but as a donut one where Australia actually should be. But is it? I don't know. It's a bit off to the side. I actually don't know if the starting continent is meant to be Australia, but we wandered all the way down to, like, Southeast Asia at that point. We sort of went all the way there, so our goal is we're gonna now uncover what's happening in Africa land. Which one's Antarctica? I guess a little kind of smoky one underneath Africa there. So, and that's where we're going. We're going to Africa. I think we're going to Africa. Let's head down here. And obviously as well, once you can zoom to places, then you're pretty good. So I think if we follow this enough, we should be able... Oh, gotta watch out for the merman. But we should be able to find a gate. And I think that gate is kind of our clue, I guess. And then we should be able to find a town afterwards, so... But yeah, you can travel to a lot of places now that you've got a boat, which is always a good fun thing. Every single game that has boats, it's just like, ooh. Everyone likes boats, right? Yeah. But yeah, so yeah. Other than that, AMD's pitching they did the flying ship eventually. Oh. There we go. So if I keep going down here, we get a little shrine. We can go inside the shrine. Hello, our small temple serves sailors. The villagers of Tadanki used to visit here often, but now... Ah, disciples of divinity. What brings you to this temple? And you can revive if you want. So, okay. As well as also we have a portal. And we're locked in, so... Nice portal. Thanks, fellas. Appreciate it. Not 100% sure where this goes, but we're almost at a location. So, from here, I'm not too sure if you can get here on foot, actually, but certainly once you go down this tiny little route, we should be able to find an enemy. Oh my gosh. I mean, we were fighting Mystifiers ages ago, so there shouldn't be any sweat. But yeah, so they're pitching the 9060 XT as a 5060 Ti competitor. They say it is 6% behind the 6% ahead. The 16GB version of the 9060 XT is 6% ahead of the 8GB version of the 5060 Ti. Now, why they're comparing the better version of their new card with the worst version of Nvidia's card, I think the argument you can make is, well, it's also still cheaper, so someone purchasing at that price point would make the difference compared to that slightly more expensive card as opposed to the very more expensive one, which is sort of fair. But I think this is actually an exciting card release because it will be the perfect example to show that VRAM comparisons differs between cards, not even just within a vendor, but especially between vendors. Not to say that, like, Nvidia is a way good company. Welcome to Tadanki Village. I sell weapons and armor. Will he sell the best stuff? Well, he does have the mace, and he's also got the steel whip, which would be very nice for Nyx. Because I sort of, like, they stopped offering that steel whip. Also, it actually would be nice for Biendeo, but I'd probably want, like, an actual weapon, right? Eventually? Maybe. We've got the magic coat as well, which would be insanely good for Air to finally get something a bit more defensive, as well as this hat. Man, that's a lot of good stuff. If only I had money. Although I could just sell, like, stuff that I don't have equipped. Like, I'll probably look at my bag and go, oh, look, like, when am I ever going to use, you know, like, this spiny whip, you know? Let's make a bit of money like that. And, the ruby ring, I'll sort of hold on to it, but the chain whip, yeah, I don't need that. Any other ones? I guess the leather, yeah. Lots of stuff to sell. The knife, of course. And, any other ones? Boxer shorts. I'd like to sell both of them. I don't need my boxer shorts. Kilt. I don't think I can afford anything just yet, maybe, but because the Traveler Tunic isn't going to push me over enough to buy that armor, but we're getting closer to actually purchasing something, so copper sword. Look at all this stuff I've got left over. Wow. Bronze shield. I might be able to actually buy that armor, which will be very nice to finally get some defensive stuff. Can I equip the silk? The silk tunic? Hold on, because, like, that's what they're selling right there. Hold on, the silk armor. I've had better defense this whole time, and I've just casually not been equipping it. That one's a me kind of moment right there. I'm like, Same thing with the wooden hat. No, I've established the wooden hat isn't better. Yeah, definitely the training stick isn't better, so... Okay, let's yeah, it is. Tidy the bag, or tidy the items, all the items. Alright, let's sell those last bits of stuff. And then, we should be good, so... Traveler equipment, yep. I was holding on to another one. The spear, don't need that. The leather armor, don't need that. The bunny tail, always need to hold on to that. Do not sell that. Just, not for any particular reason, just, why would you do it? Why would you sell that? So you're telling me I was holding on to $5,000 worth of just loose equipment this entire time? Definitely, that's how we go. I think I'm good otherwise. I'm not holding on to any other weird equipment of note, so... There we go. And now, I can finally buy the... I would like to go straight for the magic armor for Air. Skirt's also good, or the hat. Actually, we could get 2 hats, maybe. Or the steel whip for Biendeo. We just go all whips. No, the steel whip's probably going to be kind of marginal, to be fair. So I'm feeling magic armor. We'll sort of hold on to the money for a moment. I'll make like a little bit more. So if the demon lord attacks, we'll protect the village ourselves. Protect what? Welcome to my inn. You must be tired. It's 4 gold. It's cheap as. It's incredible. Huh? Oh no, they attacked while I was in my sleep. Oh no! But here I have the Dark Lamp. The Dark Lamp is a very interesting item. Like, it's actually an interesting one. It's not, and also a black hat. Probably, I don't think you want to equip the black hat. Do I have a list of this? No, I don't. That's why it was cheap. Yeah. But, yeah, so what's this lamp that I just got? Well, the lamp is an interesting item because you can use it forever. When you use the lamp, it turns day into nighttime. My friends are back! There's nothing really else in this town. Hi there. There's a volcano not far from here. Go east around the horn of Tadaki. Hug the coast and go up a river. The volcano will be on your left. The volcano is the key to Gondo. However, unless you are truly strong, going near the crater would be nothing short of foolhardy. I think that's a fair advice, as well as also actual church. So, there you go. But yeah, that would be actually quite nice and useful, because there's been a bunch of times where I've been like wandering around. I think they're meant to be ghosts. Oh, it would be so wonderful if we could fly. We'd be able to go anywhere we want without fear of monsters. Like, I think it's the remnants of the existing town sort of continuing on in some bizarre way, but then, you know, in the daytime, clearly it's not a thing, so... yeah, no, I thought that'd be nice to pick up. We need to continue our journey because, you know, the volcano seems like a cool place, but it will kill you. It's pretty up there, so let's keep wandering around. I think, did that appear as well on the list of places? Oh, we can't even walk there still. So we'll just head around the cape. We'll just keep going. King Squid! All my homies hate squids. Damn. Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, what's actually the very next place? It's quite hot. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything. These are some pretty bulky squids, I'll tell you that. And I also just casually let Nyx just cop it right there. They focus on Nyx a bit too hard. Man, they're really going to town, I tell ya. And I'm just mashing the A button, so that one's partially on me, but... maybe it's a bit too gnarly going this south, because, yeah, different regions on the map have different enemy encounters, and if you spot anything that's a bit too, I guess, up the difficulty, we'll say, I think that's kind of your hint to turn around or something like that, so... yeah, I might use this opportunity to actually, let's go back to the starting town of Aliahan. Because Aliahan will put us at a good spot. The boat likes warping with you as well, so you don't have to worry about losing the boat anywhere. It will basically be wherever you want to warp to, which is very nice, because then it means that I can sleep at my home and I don't have to pay for anything. I forgot if sleeping at your home revives party members. I think it did. Nope. Turns out, a good night's rest at your parents' place doesn't revive people. Wow. Alright, wherever the church has gone in this town, I tell ya. Where has it gone? That's the castle. I don't suppose there was a church in the party planning place, was there? Ah! No, it was a save. Although a save would be interesting, but in 2 episodes the Switch 2 will be out. That is true. Yes. Yes. We are nearly at Switch 2 release time, which is going to be exciting because I don't think we've had a console release really for quite a while. Like, when was the last real big one? I think the PS5 Pro was probably like a decent one, but 1,200 Australian bucks, like, oh my gosh. Jeez. I guess there was a church inside the castle, so... At least I think there was. I won't say a thing about what... I shall steal your treasure! Yeah, PS5 and Series X for 2020 as well, so... It's been a while. I mean, this thing's gonna sell like hotcakes. And Nintendo realized that releasing a console on odd cycles actually works out pretty okay as well. Because then it means that your console isn't, you know, your cheaper console as well isn't obsolete for as long. Also, yeah, the Hero Ring, if I just look this up very briefly, the Hero Ring increases your attack by 15, which is actually quite insane. A lot of people can actually equip it as well, but I'm going to equip it onto me, because you might as well. So that's pretty good. The Loon... Where is this? It'll be Luna? They didn't even spell it right in this list, I tell ya. Who knows? Gary Spoon moment. Exactly, yeah. Actually, I think, is the Black Hood... I don't think the Black Hood is cursed, actually, so I think this is actually a safe equip. So, that's fine. And then, yeah. Like, if I just show that there, I mean, it's not a whip anymore, so that's the thing, but I'm just trying to figure out, like, what the staff is actually doing. What's this? Loon Staff DQ3. This, which one is the Loon? Oh, Loon as in rune. It's a rune staff, but it's a Loon staff. It doesn't do anything fancy, so I'll probably just pass it to the bag. There you go. Well, I have raided everything that they have had, that they have owned, and I still can't find the church, so I'm just going to wander into the next town. I'm very blind as a bat, I swear. No idea where the church is. Oh well. But yeah, no, Switch 2... Yeah, it's gonna sell very well. We'll see how long it goes for, I guess. Whether people will buy from it in perpetuity, or whether they'll easy battles. Easy battles. I like how I wandered from here as if like the church would be close. It's like it's all the way up here. I'll probably just run away, these things wouldn't care. Yeah, I do want it, because the Steam Deck... How long ago was the Steam Deck? It was 22? I think? It was 22 or 21, the Steam Deck. Switch 2 is successful. Well, that as well. I haven't talked specifically about SteamOS. I don't know the specifics, but I do appreciate Valve's direction of getting, of bringing Linux, I guess, to the mainstay, and also on top of that, building nice compatibility layers, because it serves their best interests. I do feel like it's a bit of an odd interest. I think it's probably a loss leader right now because they don't sell, like, I think the amount of R&D that went into the Steam Deck is probably not worth specifically the amount of Steam Decks that they have sold. But the Steam Decks have sold like hotcakes, and the amount of like prep work of getting that Linux support working, getting the OS, you know, working pretty fine, getting all that hardware really fitting in nicely. It's a lot of effort, and I think it's a very, you know, non-trivial amount of work to get a console working. I think a lot of people probably expect, oh, just install Windows on it and you're fine. And it somewhat, like, kinda can go okay like that, but then you get things like the Roggly, or as it's meant to be called, the ROG Ally. I like calling it the Roggly. So if we travel west from here, we should travel from this bizarre continent to... we gotta deal with the jellyfish. I think in later games these are man-o'-wars. They don't hit hard, but they do have spells, and you do have to worry about the spells. Yeah, they're not too tough. There we go. And I stole his herb. At least we got the playdate, that is true. So if we travel over here, somewhere around inland Queensland is another empty town. Hi, welcome to my inn. I am not tired. 60 gold! Jeez, man. They say the dry vase is being kept in the castle of Edinburgh. Edinburgh is an island kingdom north of Portoga. Very lovely name, I love it. There's a sleepy boy. There's a sleepy cat. I'm checking all of his pots now. But yeah, no, I'm definitely excited to see... You're definitely right where... How would I put it? Out of all the people who make consoles right now, I do still feel like Nintendo puts in the most effort in at least a console that is somewhat different. Maybe hardware manufacturers probably shouldn't specifically be, like, making exotic hardware these days, but I also do feel like there's a reason why I play a lot of games on PC, and I still own a Switch. Like, the Switch gives me some weird experiences that perhaps I wouldn't get in other places, and, also check out this place, it's all the way up here. Doesn't this building look a little familiar? Doesn't it look a little familiar? And so do these, apparently. I've heard that you can go to a cave named Navel of Earth from this temple. Actually, keep quiet about this, but I've been inside the Navel of Earth. I managed to get away with my life, but just barely. And what a weird looking castle, I'll tell you that. So, I don't think we can do anything here, but this does indeed show up as a place called Lancel. That's where we're at, so that's all good. What can you get? Oh, I mean, the Xbox and all those consoles are very nice as a cheap thing that plays games that are very expensive. Unless you buy Xbox Game Pass and you don't own your games at all. If you literally are just like, oh, I just want to like buy a machine that plays games, then it makes sense if you exclude all the sensible options. Because the sensible options, like, not to encourage the piracy route, but legit, you know, hey buddy, you can get games on the internet that people literally don't care about. There are literal, like, games that occupy kilobytes of space that are very, you know, enjoyable. There's a lot of that, and I do feel like there's a lot of, I think, we don't need to be playing the latest and greatest games, and I think, like, how would I put it? New games are great. Obviously, there is an industry. People should be playing new games somewhat, but we don't need to like be absolutely pumping out the industry. Man, by the way, I'm not dealing with this. I am not dealing with this. There's too many dudes. Latest game. Oh, exactly. The fact that, for reference, by the way, the fact that Fantasy Life has more Steam players than the new Doom. Granted, the new Doom came out on more consoles, and on top of that is on Xbox Game Pass. And 100% it has a lot of players just playing through Xbox Game Pass. I am so glad that the reviews are good for it. That people are like, it is better than the original. Because the original has it's got its problems. It's got its bits. We got a lot of stuff going on here, by the way. Check out this place. Welcome to Zipangu. We have navigated to Japan. Foreigners! We have navigated to Japan. Oh, what am I to do? My only daughter was chosen to be a sacrifice. Oh, it happens to the best of us. Nice. Oh my gosh. Fantasy Life definitely is a bit of a time constraint game, but you know, the moment, I'll tell you, the moment we have retro achievements for 3DS, that game is an absolute lucrative pick, I tell you. There you go. I knew there would be something in here. Yeah, I'm very surprised at level 5. Please, forget you saw me. Please allow me a little more time to bid farewell to where I grew up. Also happens to the best of us. But yeah, I'm always surprised because I played a bunch of level 5's games as a younger lad. Like, I had Dragon Quest 9, I then played Dragon Quest 7 and 8, and they did the remasters of those. I think they did. They at least did 8, but they also did the original version of 8. They're coming back, yeah. And then, yeah, I played Fantasy Life, and I also played the Professor Laytons. They were good. So, them sort of going away for a bit, I'm like, oh, but they also do pump out a lot of games. And then I played Ni no Kuni a bit more recently, and I do think the second game's a bit but first one is pretty good. First one definitely deserves a playthrough. Is it perfect? No. It's a bit weird, and it does have a fair bit of grinding if you go for achievements, but it's a very nice treat. Ni no Kuni 2 barely has any animations. It's very odd. This is the manner of Himiko, our master. In the foreign lands, do all the people go about in those kinds of outlandish attire? How pitiful. Wow. I came to spread the teachings of the gods. But oh no, Himiko is the only god the people worship here. This is Himiko's chamber. What is it? No, bite your tongue. Your ludicrous attire. You must have come from a foreign land on hearing rumors of this land. How impudent. I have no love for foreigners. You shall depart at once. Do nothing matter, sir. It is for your own sake. Okay, sure. So, again, this is another place that we can't do anything in. But I just thought it's interesting that you can navigate to all these towns with this boat, like, everywhere. There's lots of games where it's like, once you get the boat, it's like, oh, you know, the whole game opens up in some variety, but then it's like, it's very railroaded. And this one's sort of the same boat. Oh, we'll go with that. For the OG Fantasy Life, the different play aspects are nearly integrated. That's very nice, because yeah, I did think that the original Fantasy Life had a problem where, how would I put it? The trek was quite gnarly. Like, there was a bit too much downtime and like going like, oh, okay, I'm getting a number game up. But I also feel like maybe I came in with a bit of a wrong expectation. I don't know. Recently, Himiko is said to have acquired amazing powers. Wow. What's going on down here? Nothing in this room. Himiko should be deeply concerned about Orochi. I love Okami. The important part was the initial quest of each job unlocked all the skills in the beginning. Very nice. Yeah, I feel... Man, I honestly, I cannot tell you that much about Fantasy Life in terms of my original experience, because I don't actually think I got as far. Hype for the new Layton? definitely hyped for the new lane. I think there's a gap in the market, and it needs to exist. I got the game after a friend showed me that he hadn't really told me, but I'd seen how he was leveling different things. If Orochi could be slain, I'm sure that Himiko would be delighted. Well, I hope someone does, I guess. So what a fun little village, just here. I think we've seen everything, haven't we? Yeah. Okay, off I go. So, again, we can indeed warp to Zipangu if we need to. I believe this is just a shrine here, but this is one of those kind of warp points, which is very weird because we've got a boat and there's an inn. There's an inn if you want to sleep at a shrine. Hello, I'm from the land of the rising sun. A monster named Orochi preys on our people. It is terrible. I found a stick, so there's a new Inazuma 11 that's been in development. I need to play an Inazuma 11. I know of them, but I've just never actually played one, so... I know they're not in English, but... we'll figure that out. Lots of tiny melons I'm finding recently, right? It's locked. Oh, we'll get out of there. I think, as well, if we head down this little river... and we head, up, I don't know which river in real life this is. Oh, they are in English? Oh, I thought they were only released in Japan. Or are they English language in Japan? Or at least simple enough. Have to fight these three guys. They're just regular enemies at this point, but that's okay. Came out. Oh, they did come out in Europe. Oh, I didn't even know. I swear a lot of them were Japan only. Maybe I'm very wrong. Ah, the first trip, maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Hey! So head into this castle, and this is welcome to Dharma Temple. And then he just tells you how much experience you need in order to reach the next level, and you're like, oh my gosh. Thank you. Will you record your quests? Sure, yeah. So, Dharma Temple actually becomes a bit of a, I guess, bit of a respite point. You'll wander into this temple and there will be this guy at the top. This is Dharma Temple. People gather here to switch classes. Do you wish to change classes? This is the feature that I mentioned before. Dharma Temple also, fool, you no longer wish to be a hero? That's absolutely forbidden. So you can't change the main character's class. But everyone else, you'll get told off that your class is not good enough. And this is basically a level 20 catch. Everyone, you have to be level 20 in order to switch classes. And then, I mentioned at the end of last stream, how this works is that you keep half of your stat points of everything, and then you become level 1 of that new class. I don't think you maintain your progress in your levels in the class you're in. So, if I become... I don't think you can change to a jester either. I think they actually forbid that one. But in theory, if my thief were to change to a mage and then go back to being a thief, he'd be level 1 and the thief again. And he'd also have lost the stat points for quite a bit. But you do keep all the spells you've acquired. And that is a decently useful thing. I am a cleric. I serve Marinan, the god of names. If any of you wish to change your name, speak to me. So yeah, so if Rags wasn't a great name, you can change it here. It's very nice that you got that there as well. Yes, that is like the name Raider. You think they would have that ability very early, but no, it's all the way here. And there's also an inn. Everyone likes a good old inn. It's 8 gold as well. It's cheap. Fire bands. It's like so not happening. And also a church. What do you mean, if? Well, we might as well sleep at the inn. We might as well. So I think there's a tower close by as well. I'm not too sure if we need to be going there just now. But just like the other ones as well, we do get the ability to warp to Dharma. So we can warp here. We're on a sailing expedition today, I'll tell you that. Back to the ship. Alright, turns out that the only Inazuma game not brought over to Europe is Go Galaxy. And that got a fan translation. That's nice. Yeah, I should play them at some point. I don't know actually what to expect, I'll tell you. Actually, you know what? I think we should probably do the dungeon that's nearby here instead of leaving. So, Victory Road is a new one. Comes out August 21. Is that coming out all countries as well? Also, I learned Outside. Outside is very useful because that leaves dungeons. So the whole me wandering out of a dungeon doesn't need to happen anymore. We can just cast a way out. Also, it's a Catula. No, these are the actual vampires, I'll tell you that. Releases in Japan, August 22. Oh, so everyone else 21. Ooh. What? Sometimes you get that because then it's like Japan's on, on the east side of the world, so it's like they're 22. Also, woo! Listen, man, you can't knock me for targeting this thing right here. We are in Metal Slime territory. I always find I'm very unlucky, or whips just don't hit very hard. But so yeah, so. Metal Slimes, were they in Dragon Quest 2? I don't think they were, no. They are important. If you can kill a Metal Slime, and it only has like 4 health, if you can kill the Metal Slime, you get a bajillion experience. If it runs away, sucks to suck. It doesn't hit too hard, I'm more dealing with the rest of the battle. Sometimes you can crit him as well. As long as air does... Oh, look. Air gets none of this experience, so... Whoops. I've got to still survive the fight anyways. He hasn't run, though. He hasn't run. He's... Okay, well, no experience for air, but you know what? Like, we can make do. We can make do. We can get through this, right? These apes hit kind of hard, but yeah, we should be able to kill these apes. No problem. I don't know how much health the apes have, I'll tell you. I can look it up for Killer Ape. Killer Ape. Yes. I got about 170, which is a bit. But we should be hopefully getting there. I'm sort of a bit like, oh, do I toss up healing or just going for damage? I do want Biendeo to at least live this fight. Thanks, Rags. Good job, Rags. Just sleep it on the job. Alright, we should be mostly good at taking this guy out, right? Yeah, we should be good. And that's at least experience for 3 people, so... So, Metal Slime experience, you ready for it? Metal Slimes give a total of 4,140 experience points. Which wasn't even a whole level, but, well, because that was spread out across multiple party members, but still, they give a lot of juice, a lot of good experience, and if you can fight them, then cool. I don't know why I'm walking back when I could just walk back and I'll have to deal with this. Or potentially reviving people. I would really like to not be in this fight anymore. That one's on me. Okay, back to the return. We're going back to Dharma. Also, the fact that you can save here as well. Isn't that convenient? You can change classes, level up, heal, revive, like all this stuff. And the inn is cheap? In one place? Isn't that incredible? Change your mage into a warrior and get a warrior who is capable of casting spells. However, when you change classes, Revert to level 1. Making everyone change classes at the same time isn't advisable. I wouldn't let more than 1 or 2 change classes at the same time. If it's your first time, consider having a cleric become a fighter, and a warrior turn into a cleric. It's reassuring to have 2 people who can cast healing spells. What's more, a fighter can cast spells quickly. Yes, so this is why all the classes feel like they are so heavily out of the loop, if that makes sense. Because really every class becomes everyone, except for the main character. He's a bit of a dunce. But but like this is where the beauty of the game's leveling up and the class system works out. Is that effectively you promote all the abilities into whatever class you really want to end at. And the one class who has to be a cleric to start off the game, at the very least, doesn't have to always be the cleric. Now, you still got to do it at level 20, so we're still a little bit of a ways off, and I don't know quite if we'll get, like, one of those this stream. We'll see. I'm actually surprised that the leveling has been a lot slower than I've expected, because we started this stream, I'm pretty sure Rags was, like, level 15, maybe 14, but I'm pretty sure 15, and it's just like, man, you know? I'll still go for a fair bit longer. We'll probably get another level at some point, but we could just get 2 metal slimes. We could just get 2 of them. Most likely they will run away, though. The odds of actually getting them is quite insane. And especially with a whip. Your odds are not going to be that high. But, okay, well, there goes 1. So, it happens. It's fine. And honestly, like, if I don't even get the other one, it's like, oh, okay. I'm still going for him, though. I'm still going for him. Now, when you play, I think Dragon Quest 8 and 9, it's actually got some... Oh, darn. It's got some abilities where it's like... It's high... It does use a lot of magic. And yeah, later Dragon Quest will have, like, ability... Or, like... How would I put it? Instead of casting, there's actual, like, skills as well. So other things that are not necessarily magic, but they do cost MP. And one of them is, like, I think... There's a couple of abilities. One's called Hatchet Man, and it's a guaranteed crit, but it does use a lot of magic. But it's like, once you have... Oh! I lost my sound! And then it came back! Where did it go? That came out, that was gone. That would have caused someone to panic just then. I have no idea what just happened then, by the way. I don't have a fast forward button or a mute button bound. I'm just sitting there, like, waving my hand, going, ooh, what happened there? That was the Are You Awake mode. Just then, it was like, ooh. I stole a token. But yeah, once you get that ability, Hatchet Man, in particularly Dragon Quest 9, it's like, world's your oyster. The metal slimes cannot do anything to stop you. You just run in, you immediately crit them, and you win. The end. Happy days. So, this temple's got some, kind of tricky floors to navigate. I'll see if I can try and remember the layout. Got this guy here. Can't you see I'm meditating? Shoot! I'm so glad we had to warp to witness that. So, I think we've got... I think it's all safe for the most part. But I do worry about finding enemies that are well beyond my, my ranks. We'll just say that. So... Oh my gosh, the leggy eggies right here. The great beaks. Yeah, these are some doozies of enemies, so we'll see how we go. If they're a bit too much, metal slimes away, you know? But, yeah. No, there's some other... There's a bunch of franchises that I do need to really get into. I think horror franchises especially are, like, the big gap in my experience, because, you know, Resident Evil 1 was, like, really out of the comfort zone kind of game, and, they're getting a couple of turns in a row, aren't they? I say knowing I'm holding onto a lot of money. Oh, I could have used that crit, like, in the last fight. But, the money is actually getting pretty good as well, like, 176 gold. You know, we're starting to get a bit comfier in getting the places. I feel like the gold is actually kind of low in the early stages of the game, isn't it? It's a bit strange, yeah. Cool, dead end. Everyone likes dead ends. 2 staircases. Well, there's that killer ape. There he is again, so... yeah. Yeah. I think we had a range of topics, and I sort of got myself very distracted on talking about classes, but... yeah, no, we mentioned Switch 2, yeah, no, Switch 2 is... I mean, we'll see. We'll see how people feel about it, but... I think a lot of people are going to buy it day one anyway, so... It's another dead end. It's always a dead end. The dead ends everywhere. Well, let's head up this staircase then. This one... oh. Oh. I'm probably going to have to fall down a hole, aren't I? Good thing this, it didn't exactly take me anywhere, did it? Okay. Well, the secret with this dungeon is to, leave slightly. Then you have to walk the tightrope. It's like I'm walking on a tightrope. That's a song, isn't it? And, this now enters, I think, the whole rest of the dungeon. I think we have 3 floors, or 3 staircases, and I don't know which way each one go. Money! Very nice. Let's go to the south one now. Seems to be going a while without an encounter, which is a bit worrying. That one chest seems very lucrative, doesn't it? That one on the side of the chasm. South stairs. Loop back around. More stairs. I think this is a forced encounter. Is it? Maybe? I don't actually think it is a forced encounter, so... Anyway, it's a sting moth and a Garuda. Everyone likes a Garuda. I guess Garuda isn't that... yeah, it's not that bulky. Also, did I misread the column? I think I did. I think I said the ape had a lot more health than he really did have. Yeah, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. At all, rather. Old? Where did I get old from? Ha ha ha. My brain is playing tricks on me. But yeah. Other than that, things are pretty chill. There's been some real horrendously and also hilarious Reddit posts basically pointing out, what is it? Microsoft on the .NET repo, on like the runtime .NET repo, and probably other repos, but particularly the .NET repo, seem to be running into some fun things where they've enabled this a silver tiara. I think the silver tiara is actually a really like solid item. So let's check out who can equip a silver tiara. Holding on to so much stuff again. You can put it on Rags. Honestly, it will help. There you go. Rags is the prettiest bunny girl in the world. I think, yeah, we go down some stairs. So, it's another dead end. Well, you know what this means. I think we need to jump at just the right point on this tightrope. Well, there's the gap. So maybe if we fall down the gap. There we go. The Zen book. This is the main thing that we're going for. I think I've actually gotten every item in here, so we could probably just leave now. Any thoughts on Death Stranding 2 coming out quite soon, and or Stellar Blade? Stellar Blade on PC, I think, doesn't it have the ill will of de Nouveau and all that stuff, which is a bit of a shame, but I think a lot of people are very looking forward to Stellar Blade, and also, why buy a PlayStation? They're going to keep doing this anyways. Is it going to run like butt on PC? Maybe, but, you know, whatever. Hardware will get there eventually, and, you know, well, sorry, not whatever, but more, like, as long as the game doesn't rely on external servers, and they pull off the external servers early, in theory, that game will be available for sale for a while. And eventually people will be able to enjoy it, so that'll be good. Yeah, as well, the community will fix it. Sometimes you'll get the like, GTA 4 thing, where it's just like, we just wait like 3 years. GTA 4 ran real atrociously, so... and then, yeah, as for Death Stranding 2, I need to play the first game, but... It's a curious one, I'll tell you that. I don't know what to expect. It's got a hilarious subtitle, though. So here we go. I have no idea where I'm going. I got that already, so where's the stairs? Yeah, it should be just out here. But yeah, one exclusive game, one exclusive loss. Yeah. Oh, sorry, yeah, is Death Stranding 2 a PlayStation exclusive? Because, I mean, the original wasn't an exclusive, was it? It was coming out for PS5. And when did it come out on PC? Ah. Oh, also, now I know as well, Death Stranding was a PS4 exclusive for a year, so... Okay. Yeah, give it a year. Give it a year. It'll get there. I think it's probably quite fair. I think PC versions do generally require a bit of extra love, and usually, I guess, the interest from the game on a console generally can spur on a lot of, you know, demand for a PS5 version or a PC version, sorry. It's already on PS5 at this point. Man, we're whooping the enemies, aren't we? I want to see if we can get to level 20 in this stream. That'd be good. Although we are getting some levels in other places. The only other PS5 exclusive set to release this year is Ghost of Yotei in September or so. Ah, it's a bear! The hair is always a terrifying sight, isn't it? October 2. Yeah, I hope that one will also be good. That one's actually kind of fun as well, because wasn't there, I think Assassin's Creed Shadows, one of the sort of counterpoints was, I can just get Ghost of Tsushima. Like, and that's always a weird one as well. I see a lot of, okay, there's a bunch of people on my timeline, and literally, like, there's so many words with the word slop at the end, but, like, roll slop is a term, where it's just like, oh, it's another game where you roll. And part of me does feel... maybe that is the case. I do feel like there's a lot of fatigue. Yeah, there's perhaps a lot of fatigue about the, you know, the parry rolling kind of game. Parry slop is another one I saw. Yeah, Sucker Punch made it. Yeah, I do wonder which ones are the cream of the crops. Probably the Souls-like ones, or the Souls games a lot of people really, really grip onto. Although, I wonder how long that success will be. Maybe they'll just make another Kingsfield, and then people will be reminded that Kingsfield is a very, narrow game in some aspects. It's interesting, but maybe it was interesting for when it came out as a Japan-only PlayStation 1 launch title. Or was it off by 2 weeks? And then had a bunch of sequels. The original Kingsfield is a very interesting game. I'd recommend giving it a play, but it is so cryptic, and it's kind of brutal at first. Man, I got lucky with the metal slime spawns at the beginning, and now it's like, they ain't coming back. had mind-boggling effects, though. That is true. That is true. There's beauty in such brutality. Mind-boggling effects, I tell ya. That's a classic meme. That is a very classic one. So. Well, I feel like I've gained enough money, so let's just continue on with our journey. I'm gonna sleep at the end, and then we'll save, and then we'll try and do something else in this stream, because I might as well just keep going, you know? We've got momentum all of a sudden. Whoa! The world opens up, I realize I'm not as weak as I thought I was, and we just commit, we just continue. I should really commit to buying something, shouldn't I? Need that, the magic armor, I tell ya. So, I think we've ventured to a bunch of places that I don't need to go to, but there is one place that I do need to go to. And it was mentioned, someone did mention it, I believe, what would be the best place to... Probably Portoga. Yeah, probably Portoga. It's probably the best place to walk to. So once we go to Portoga, which just remember is in Spain, or Portugal. If Portugal were bigger. And let's sail up north. We should find ourselves the lovely, the elusive faraway land. Of getting attacked by 5 sea slimes. Wow. We tap all of them. We are tapping into all of these things. I think sea slimes have generally high defense, so a spell would probably be a nice thing to take him out with. Yeah, I should cast Infernos. Oh, especially I should cast Infernos at this rate. Yeah, I'm not getting by with this. Other than Yote and DS2, what else are in the work? Wolverine, Intergalactic, and Saros. You've got Marathon. Can't believe you forgot Marathon. Oh, Snap is not even exclusive. What are they doing? It's not even an exclusive. I'll never understand Sony, I tell you. I'll never understand Microsoft either, but... This is gonna be a miserable fight against these sea slimes, I tell ya. Oh my gosh, it's continuing to get miserable. But he did increase the defense on the merman, so... Does Biendeo attack this turn? Or are they just faster all of a sudden? No, I haven't. Wow. Okay. Blaze doesn't hit a group, so this is going to be a bit of a... we parrying. We just sitting pretty. I can't do anything else. They just keep increasing the defense. You can't fight that. This is why we need mages on the team. So the nice thing is that I believe, you know, like clerics and mages, you know, they learn most of their jazz by jazz is the right word to use in this instance. But like most of the stuff they learn is definitely by, you know, maybe level 30. You really have to like be going for like, I think 41 or 42 is probably like the highest level thing that you can possibly learn as any of these classes. Particularly just the hero, priest, and the mage as well. So So with that, I feel like the transfer at level 20 isn't actually too bad when it's like, oh, you can just fight, like, strong enemies late game, once you're at that stage, to sort of bring all your characters up into having all these abilities that they would otherwise have. Here we go. Long fight aside. Welcome to... Halt! This is Edinburgh, a castle of high pedigree. Bumpkins, go home! I want in! I want in! They won't let me in. They won't let me in. Can I warp? Here? Oh, I can warp here. Okay. This is gonna be a bit of a funky thing. So let's return back to Lancel. Lancel should have, as we headed north, it had that town. Oh, I need a key, don't I? Oh, I'm gonna get caught out so much because I don't have the... key. I'm trying to think of the order of things now because we've learned of all the locations, and if I talk to this guy and he's just got like a regular item shop, he's just got like, you know, the huge. But there is actually, is it? Hold on, wait a minute. Ah, no, this thing. The hide herb. This is the cheeky item. You're like, hide herb? Like, what's going on there? So let's now warp back to Edinburgh, which is very hilarious that you can just warp there, like, right now. But sure, okay. We're gonna go... we're gonna go use the hide herb. It's like, just this random item. But it makes you invisible, which is used in this one location. It's just like, oh, okay. What? I must be hearing things. Well, you got us in the door, and that's all that matters. Now you get to the bottom here, and, oh boy, do you like strength puzzles? I sure hope you love your strength puzzles right here. Oh boy, so I believe... Do I have to... Oh, you gotta push them all to the end. They're back. The strength puzzles are back. So, hold on, let me push that along a little bit. I've probably goofed it. Oh no, I'm good. I'm good. So, let me go... yeah, we should be... okay. Because then I can go around this again. And we at least get the first one in. So let me get that up there. Okay. Now I get the second one going around here. It's, exactly. I can think of these puzzles pretty easily though, so it's not too much of a concern for me. But it is a curious puzzle, I'll tell ya. Were you expecting strength puzzles in Dragon Quest III? There you go. What did that do? Maybe it opened up something on the north side of this room. There you go. Head into here. And we have a vase. Were you expecting anything else? Never. We could probably explore this castle as well, a bit. Greetings to you, bumpkins. Just keep getting called bumpkins everywhere. The king is up the stairs. Okay. Be deferential towards the king. I am a magnanimous soul. I shall not mock you for being a bumpkin. Wow. I get told I dress funny in one place, I'm a bumpkin in the next. I mean, it does let you record your journal, so there is that. We'll probably find some more things in this castle as well, so... What, you say you've solved the basement's riddle? The dry vase? Ah, that may be what the king the 2 generations before myself hid away. Can't imagine it being important. You may keep it. Far away on the western sea is the new world of the Sioux. So I don't think the Sioux actually has anything in there, but I think it's worth just mentioning that that's there as well. I may even deign to speak to bumpkins like you. Wow, I'm not catching any break, am I? Oh, are you the rumored bumpkins? See that you are indeed Hicks. Wow. I'll have you know, I've taken out thieves twice. Yes, it was the same thief twice. Hello. Oh, I haven't seen you before. Are you travelers? Yeah. I knew right away from the way you dressed. And you're bumpkins. God. There are 3 boulders in the castle's basement. If they're lined up properly on the blue floor, then something happens. If you fail, just step out. You can try it from the start again. I know. These guys, I tell ya. They got no shade, I tell ya. Alright, so let's head down the stairs. Behave even pricks. They're thick as a brick. Hello. I know something. The final key is in a shrine. That's a clue. That's a clue and a half, isn't it? So let's see, what else have we got going on in here? Ah! This is the king and princess's chamber. Don't go in without a reason. I'm going in. That's right, you got the lady book. This teaches you how to be a lady. Tired face, look back. That isn't me. And a dainty coat. Guess I am stealing the king's clothing. Thank you very much. Oops. Forgot that down. I hear that there is a vase somewhere which makes the sea dry up. And it's in this castle, really? Yeah, that's very vase. Oh my. So... Also, what? Oh, I was like, I should go down another room, shouldn't I? I hear that the shrine sank into the sea long ago. It's part of the shoal now. Just think of the treasures it must contain. It makes me excited. Alright, so with this, we now need to find the sunken shrine. It's actually not too hard to find, but you sort of have to know that it's somewhere there. Sounds like we're parting the sea. We are sort of parting the sea. So let's go to... Let's see if I can go to Zipangu. I might need to sleep in the very expensive inn as well. Just for a hot moment. We're not going into their cave. It's a bit too much for me, the cave. See, at least these guys don't call me bumpkins. They just say I dress funny. And I smell weird. And I have weird names. Do we have a castle in here? I would have been worried that she would have been made a sacrifice. Oh, okay then. Yeah, did we have an inn here, or am I just absolutely tweaking? I thought we had an inn here. We do have a well. I didn't actually go down the well though. Any well secrets? No, there are no well secrets here. Kinda odd, but that's okay. Because you're clearly not an inn. You're gonna tell me about your daughter being sacrificed, which is a bit of a shame. Also, is that a drawer I never looked in? It is. Well, in that case, no inn, which means we just wing it. We just wing it. The next town isn't too far away. What do we have here? A bumpkin. There we go. So off to sea. Head up from the coast of Japan and where do we end up when we head north from Japan? This is going to be an iffy fight. I am just going to ignore it because I don't want to fight more seashells. Russia? I guess we do end up in Russia. But we're not quite in Russia as well. Like, there is something a little, like... I don't know, because, like, Dana Temple is, like where Nepal is now. It's like the ancient, like, Siam temples. Like that kind of region. So we actually, I guess where I'm going is China. I would like to be able to run away from a fight, for once. The one time I choose to run away from a fight, and the game is like, no, you're gonna get hit by these sea slimes constantly. And every single one of them is gonna attack. Can I run now? There you go, thank you. I love the amount of magic you get though, I swear, it's so much. Into this little port, and we got another little town here, as well as also ice. So, welcome to the town of Moor, a village far in the hinterlands. And they have an inn. It's 48, which actually isn't too bad. Have a nice day. I shall steal his kilt. Straight from under his nose. Did you come here by ship? No. What? You walked all the way here? You're something special. No, I came by ship. Oh, I thought so. Let me tell you something useful. Cross the sea to the land northeast from here. I hear that there is a magic spring. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Oh, hello, Pocopa. Popota was hoping to see you again. Oh. Maybe we aren't in China. Maybe this actually is Russia. Well, we got a church, so... may our temple serve you. There you go. Hello there. Yo, if it isn't Pocopa, long time. What? You're not? You look so much like him, though. Who is this Pocopa everyone keeps referring to? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Hello, this is Hell Market. Wait a second, Pocopa. Welcome back, Pocopa. Oh, he's just gonna keep saying that. Hello, this is an item shop. How may I serve you? What would you like? Well, I feel like bug powder actually would be very good to sell, because I don't use bug powder very much, so... I sell weapons and armor. Can I help you? And, I think he sells some actual, like, decent stuff, maybe? The magic shield, which would actually be very nice on a couple of characters. Maybe I should burn my money on magic shield. Is there a better shield for me to buy, or no? We'll just sort of commit to it. Let me see, magic shield. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, yeah. Let's top out on some 3 magic shields. Why not? And yeah, sort my items, because then this will be some very decent defense. At least for all the spongier characters and Nyx at this rate. Seriously, I don't know how Nyx became so stacked in defense. 121, oh my gosh. Yeah, no, this will be good. And we won't get as many weird deaths. And then that means that then I can just buy, like, decent armor for someone, maybe. And we should be okay. And as for actual weapons, I mean, it's not like I can equip these, so it's okay there. Can't open that. This guy's like, oh, Pocopa, welcome. It's been quite a while. I hope you'll stay a while. What's this? Oh, yes, that helmet there. You forgot it here before. I've kept it clean and polished so you could collect it at any time. Oh, but before you go, could you see Popota? Oh, okay. Well, let's go and see Popota, I guess. Wherever Popota is. We'll find Popota somewhere. Maybe Popota's around the back. There you go. Ah, welcome, Pocopa. Maybe they're upstairs. There you go. Huh? Pocopa? Nope, you're not. Popota is a little prankster. He often sneaks out of the village and plays outside, but because of that, he found Pocopa unconscious outside. Are you perhaps from Aliahan? Yes. Yes, I thought so. Pocopa said he came from there. In Aliahan, I believe he went by the name Ortega. He told me how it pained him to think of the baby daughter he had to leave back home. Oh, you're that baby daughter? Yeah. Yes, you do look like Pocopa. Anyway, is Ortega doing alright? No. That's troubling. Please tell him to take good care. Well, that's why you look the same. So, that's a fun Just like, you know, a bit of lore. And I kind of like this idea of Dragon Quest 3 that ties it in a lot better than maybe Dragon Quest 2 did. Even if there's a lot of, you know, like... I guess we've still got a bit of grinding in places here and there, but when the game really works, you start getting these, like, bits of lore just kind of dripped all over, and your character is, you know, the descendant of this legendary hero who unfortunately failed on this quest. And so you get to witness, you know, the residuals of that effort. These people, despite knowing that you're not actually your dad, you think the gender would sort of give it away, but yeah, like, they appreciate, you know, the efforts that he did, or the things that, you know, that, the stories that, you know, they encountered with him, and that's the part of this game that actually does feel quite magical, and I do really like that. The helmet, as a reward for visiting here, like, I didn't even do anything. The helmet is only equipable by the main character, but it is good. It's good. So Ortega went halfway across the world and changed name and made a new family. No, they're just friends. There's just a bunch of other kids. And that kid found them half dead, so he deserves a bit of love there. So that's all good. So we can continue heading north, which is going to be a bit weird because I drove the ship into this little atoll there. But we need to keep heading north now, because there's a little gap in the ice, you know, as you do. And if you head directly north from here, you'll go into some fights with some stronger enemies. I know I had problems with the king squids, but I actually don't trust the Merdanes either. So we'll sort of just see how we go. Where is he now? Where is Ortega? We know what happened to Ortega. He went out to get some milk. Oh, he's really going to do this on all of them as well. Yeah, Ice Bolt. That's not fun. But with some added defense now from the better armor, we actually should have a bit of a better fighting chance against most enemies. So here we go. I hate squid. I actually like squid. Squid is a very, very nice and nutritious thing. But it is painful to cook. You can get, like, easy store-bought squid. It's not exactly the most price economical because of that. You can get frozen squid, but honestly, like, I am not good enough to prep squid. Someone's gonna be like, oh, it's easy, you just cut it and then you grill it. And I'm like, yeah, cutting it is kind of painful. And then it comes out and it's just like a bit of a chewy mess to me. I'm like, when other people cook it, it's great. When I cook it, it's atrocious. Oh, Bundo is doom flat. Thank you, Rags, for the words of wisdom right there. Biendeo is actually able to hit this thing quite hard, so... That's what increased attack does, I tell ya. So, check this thing out. It's a bunch of rocks. If only we had a... Whoever is holding on to it. I don't know who is holding on to... I think I put it away, actually. Yeah. Here's this vase. It's so dry that, well, that happens. That just happens, you know? Head in, and, that's the final key. The shrine? I did say shrine, I honestly can't recall what I was... Also, he's dancing.
I speak of the ancients, south of Isis's desert, in the mountains of Gondo gapes the Gyana pit. It is thence that evil came.
Thank you for sort of giving the clue of where we need to go now. But yeah, with the final key, all those doors can now be opened, including the ones back in that castle that wouldn't open. You know the one. So... but yeah, it is a skeleton key. It is indeed a skeleton key. You are correct there. So, I think the goal now is we go all the way back to Tadanki. Tadanki? No. Where did we go? What's the one... To Lancel, I think. Because Lancel had, like, all those gates that were actually closed off, and now we have a key. Given by a skeleton. Well, it was given by the chest in front of the skeleton. The skeleton himself didn't give anything. He's sort of, like, just chilling there. Was it here? No, it wasn't here, was it? Because this is just a regular old town, and we don't have a way to head more north. Edinburgh? No, Edinburgh seemed pretty okay. We explored all of Edinburgh. There was, what was the one place we went to, and it had, like, gates everywhere? I'm trying to recall where we went to, and that was the case. I know he said Isis as well, which is probably the clue. But I think he really just means, like, go to Gondo Cave, which... What would be the best way to get to Gondo Cave? I think actually going to Isis is probably the way to go, then. So, yeah. Also, yeah, Isis, you know, that place. That's there. Or we could head to Japan. Maybe Japan would actually be the right place to go. I mean, not Japan. I mean, name of the place. Well, I'm gonna warp to Dharma, because then we can do a quick save. And then, Zipangu, that's the one. We can do a cheap heal, and a quick save. Not a quick save, as in like a long save, but should give us the opportunity to at least check out where we're going to. And if I'm off the mark, then ooh, okay. So here we go. Welcome to Dharma Temple. I shall now press A bunch. Main character's close to another level, though. And Rags is close to 20. Like, 18. It's getting there. She's getting there, so... Yes, I do plan to leave immediately. So, let us head via warp, because I'm a bit lazy now, to Zipangu. And we're gonna go straight into that cave. You know, this one that I keep walking past. Because, we gotta, you know... Save the day, I guess. Also, lava is here. There is indeed lava. So we just walk around the lava. It's not actually a blocker. It's just a thing in the way. We got these derangers and some lava men. We'll see how we go. Because new enemies, you never know how you go, but... I seem to be hitting a lot harder recently. And I think it's just because the amount of experience you're gaining is quite a lot higher than it used to be. As well as also generally, you know, you're not getting caught out by like just low stats anymore. Everyone is a bit more decent at what they do. Spewing fire is the worst thing in the world though. I will absolutely back that one up. So I may actually be screwed. We'll see. We'll see how we go. But I think it's more a lava men thing more than a generally every enemy thing. Hey, you can't do that. I do that. Okay, well at least the lava men are gone, so should be easy pickings. There we go. Yeah, you see what I mean? Like, lots of experience, jeez. And Nyx stole another token. Thank you, Nyx. Okay, so let's wander around. I think there's nothing to the left here. Yeah, it's empty. And I think right is nothing as well, so we just keep wandering around. I think it's a relatively pretty empty dungeon, actually, so... But yeah, I feel like, especially, yeah, once you get the ship, the momentum of the game really picks up, because we've visited all these various locations, we're sailing around the world, we're really, like, you know, solving these problems. And I guess the problems don't even have, like, boss fights or dungeons behind them, which seems a bit more atypical of most RPGs nowadays. They'll keep it quite straightforward, they make the areas quite clear-cut. I think probably Dragon Quest VII is like the easiest example, because they're literal islands. It's like you can't leave the island. The island is the island, that's it. So, but even then, like other ones that I've played, they usually sandbox like where you go. In Dragon Quest III, while still being linear, sort of allows you to go everywhere and understand these problems. Thanks, Rags, for paralyzing yourself. Very nice. I'm panicking. I'm not panicking. So yeah, so what is there looking forward, because this is the end of May, this stream. So we're going to be in June. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Switch 2 is very soon. I don't know, June is sort of like, to me, it's like, well, it's the end of the financial year, so it's, you know, prepare your wallets, I guess. But that's kind of it. Or don't prepare your wallets if you're not spending anything, which is a perfectly fine and valid move to do. Oh! I could mention games I've played, because I often do that. And I haven't exactly spoken about anything. Game Company Directs, that is also true, yeah. But yeah, no, games I played. I finished Borderlands the pre-sequel, and we commented on, I think, did we comment on Randy Pitchford last week, or was that within the last week? Randy Pitchford is a silly guy, for a lot of reasons. But he made a statement. Yes, are you a true fan? He made a statement within the last week, I think, which was basically some fan, I don't know why he's responding to a random fan as well who's even asking this question, because the easy, don't equip this, by the way, it's cursed. you know exactly what that's doing there. But yeah, there was a fan basically going, oh, you know, I'd love to play Borderlands, I'm paraphrasing because I don't know the exact wording, but it was basically, oh, I want to play Borderlands 4, but it's going to be $80 US when it comes out. And a lot of video games nowadays are $80 after them being 60 for a very long amount of time. And it's a tough pill to swallow. And I do think that it is going to filter people out. Will companies do it? 100%. Because I think they've done the math. They'll go, hey, you know, if more than 30, sorry, if at least 3/4 of the player base continues buying the game, then charging 33% more makes more sense economically. Is it great? Well, no, I think that, like, user demand and keeping your install base is generally a nice thing to have. Also, wow. So, we got another lava man right here. But we're actually right at the end of this dungeon. I know, it's pretty short. The scare is whether I'm strong enough to take out the boss. You might be like, the boss? Might as well just top up there, we'll see how we go. How much money am I about to lose? 2,000? That's not too bad. And this is not the boss. I don't care. That's the boss. Welcome to Orochi. It's the boss. This is the end of Okami right here. So, I think what's our strat with Orochi? I think he's pretty gnarly. I think he's got like, what is it, 1,800 health? It's a lot of health. He is a bit of a Hydra looking fella, so I think the strat is we use sap and hope for the best, because it's not like I have any other strategies with anyone else. Oh, the sap doesn't even do what it should do. 1,800 health seems like quite a lot. He does also hit twice a turn, I think. Sometimes. The sap does work. There you go. The sap is what I got. But the spewing fire is the worst part, because that's 30 damage to everyone. And that's a bit iffy to recover from. And there's the attacking twice as well, which nearly killed Nyx entirely. The fact that I don't... to be fair, I actually don't think you have a multi-heal ability for a very long time. So I actually feel like we'll probably be caught out stat-wise and or item-wise. The spewing out fire is about to kill someone. I can guarantee that. I guess we drop a heal and hopefully don't kill the main character, and I don't care about Rags, but... Well, there goes Rags. Okay. But yeah, it's like, you're constantly on the back foot on this fight. The sap does help. You know, like... Oh boy. But yeah, I don't have much to say other than like, yeah, that's my strat right now. Either that or we get up to level 20 and then we, you know, we can start changing some classes and start getting some mixture of abilities finally. Let's see how we go. Oh, no, air's gone. Nah, this fight's gone. This fight is out of there. This one is not working out at all. And yeah, I think it stems from one healer, which I think the game sort of expects a bit of a higher level now, which a bit of a shame, but that's okay. Okay, cool. We got very dead. Biendeo is still a while away. Air is probably not too far away from a level up. Nyx is not too bad. Rags is still a while away. Okay, let's revive some people, and then we'll do a little bit of grinding while I talk about Randy Pitchford for a hot few minutes. Yeah, so companies are clearly gonna, you know, I think they've done the math. From a business perspective, it makes sense. From a user perspective, it stings. And I think that companies should probably weigh that up as well. Overcharging to your employees, especially when very recently you didn't overcharge, is always a tough one to swallow. And I think the real thing that companies should do is try to make games bigger without necessarily blowing budgets out of the water. Games take years to make. The teams involved are so big. Why is that the case? And the answer is, it's inefficient. I don't think they're really running the ship quite right. This is a bit of an outsider looking in thing. Someone's going to say, oh, you don't know how much effort it takes to make a game. And I'm like, you know, there's the meme of, oh, I want, you know, shorter games with worse graphics. And I'm not kidding, but legit, it's like, games don't need to be as big as they are. And games don't need to be as fancy graphics as they are. You can make games with good graphics that are smaller, and therefore you just more often. That's what I want. Yeah, it's 3 times the one for 3. And 3 was already weirdly grossly over budget as well. So, I don't get it. I really don't get it. And it's strange to me as well, because there was, Borderlands, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. We had a game in between already. So, in theory, if the studio just went Borderlands 3 DLC, Wonderlands DLC, the dev cycle shouldn't be that long, right? I don't know. I will still say from the pre-release kind of trailers and stuff like that, though, it just looks like more Borderlands. None of it really screams out to me like it's a different game yet. And that ties me in with Borderlands, the pre-sequel, which I had played once with a friend 3 years ago, and we sort of zoomed through a lot of the stuff, and we sort of got tired, and we were like, yeah, we're just wrapping up, let's just do it. And I never played the one DLC campaign available. Now I have played it entirely again solo, and I have refelt the fatigue. It drags on. It's a shorter game than Borderlands 2, but I think that its writing and its premise don't really They drag on. The areas are too big. I think there's too much dead space. There's nothing really to do in them other than to drive across areas and just sort of go from point A to point B in a lot of cases. Other than like kind of the novelty of being on the moon, it doesn't exactly scream out to me like it plays any differently. I guess it's nicer than seeing deserts all the time, but I never find that Borderlands has exactly the most intricate level design, and I think that sort of ties in with the whole fact that like enemies just kill you. You know what I mean? Like you don't really play cover. Enemies just kill you. Your shield is there to sort of be like aggro stealing more than anything else. Like if you run out of shield, tell another mate to get in the way. Like that, I don't know. It's a bit of an odd one to me, because whereas I like games with tighter level design and tighter mechanics, Borderlands just sort of throws it all out there and sort of rides off the whole randomized loot mechanic, and just generally you progress anyways. You really don't get stuck too much in Borderlands at all, so I find the first game is particularly dull as well, because I think the setting is like quite stock standard. It's just like desert, 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 bandits, bandits, bandits. I don't think the bandits particularly have too much character because they don't come up very much. It's like you're fighting monsters like skags. Also, look at this encounter. We hit the jackpot. And I think Air's gonna die if I don't like just quickly drop a heal, which is a bit of a shame, but I rip into Borderlands a lot more. I do not like Borderlands. Oh, the whip is useless, I'll tell you that. Most of them are going to flee. I'm just hoping at least one of them stays. Well, there goes one. That's okay. Yeah, you can get some real gnarly encounters with the slimes in this game, I'll tell ya. Okay, there goes two. At least there's 1 damage on C. I've done 1 damage to C. That's all that matters. Yeah, Blaze isn't too bad. Like 10 damage will last even one of them. It's fine. 2 damage to C. 3 damage to C. I think we're done with the attacks for this turn, so, okay. Oh no, we got another one, sorry. Forgot about Rags. Okay, no, we're done with the attacks this turn. Oh, there goes C. Darn! I was 3 hits on C. So, yeah, no, Borderlands is just not my thing. I don't know. It's really not. Then I played the DLC for the pre-sequel, which was the Claptrap Adventure. And the Claptrap Adventure was kind of along the same lines. It actually really... I was pleasantly surprised, because I found Borderlands DLC varies in quality quite wildly. Last one, man. Last one. I haven't gotten any of them. 1 damage. I mean, he's attacking. He's not running away this turn. Fine, I'm gonna have to heal Air. He's sticking around. 2 damage. We gotta get at least another one, right? Three damage. He's attacking. We might have this one, at least. We might have one. Thanks, Rags. Thanks, Rags, for that one. We got one! We got one of them! It was worth it in the end. I actually feel like they run away more if they're the only group left. We got one of them. It was worth it. And now he's awakened. At level 17. Yeah. So, yeah. I don't know. It felt like it was along the same lines of a Borderlands campaign. Short, sweet, pretty okay. I think the levels were... I mean, they were a lot more narrow and just sort of, you know, straightforward linear areas. And generally a few of the DLCs will always be like that. But, yeah, it has glitch weapons, and I thought the glitch weapons were somewhat okay. Borderlands pre-sequel does have, like, some things better for it. I do like the cryo elemental. I prefer that over slag. I think that actually does provide a nice bit of value and also encourages melee play, which is generally what, you know, like most people in Borderlands will sort of be, like mid to close range. There was no point staying so far back because snipers are boring. And most weapons are not snipers. So... they still haven't made rocket launchers exactly feasible to use for a very long amount of time, though, in these games, which is a bit of a shame, but... And then, what was the other thing as well? I do like the ground pounding. I actually think that that kind of stuff works okay. Oh yeah, they're kind of alright like revolvers, yeah. But I just find that, like, the reload times are just ridiculous, especially in solo. Like, it's so much downtime. Your experience with Borderlands really does depend on whether you do find an amazing weapon. So I found that I actually use a blue shotgun that just seemed to out-damage, like, purple, like, assault rifles and stuff, like, 4 levels later. It was very odd. It was like it just kept doing so well. No damage yet. We haven't damaged the slimes yet, so... oh, I damaged C? Why did I go for C? I use one class of weapons and then change whenever I master the previous one. Well, Borderlands 1 has the weapon mastery thing, but, yeah, they took that out for Borderlands 2, and pre-sequel is just Borderlands 2 again. It's got no real particularly new mechanics. I guess the mastery angle is sort of been replaced with the, what they call the badass rank, which is... various challenges and sort of milestones you achieve in the game will earn you rank, and that rank is actually permanent for your whole, like, Steam profile, or your whole cloud save, basically. And you'll have... but you're basically getting, like, very incremental things, like 0.8% faster reload speed. It's at a time. It's very slow. You don't really gain a lot of stuff, but if you do play the game quite a ton, or you get some late game things, you'll definitely gain a few percentage points better stats in things, and that does help out, I guess, a little bit. I have fog. This is going to be very awkward to hit these guys. Ah, they're all gone. What a shame. But yeah, ultimately, pre-sequel didn't click with me. That's not to say it's a bad game. I think if it does click with you already, Borderlands, you will enjoy it, or you probably have already played it at this point, but yeah, like, for me, sort of coming back to it, it's a bit weird. One of the weird things as well with Borderlands, the pre-sequel, is that it was the last game by 2K Australia, before 2K decided to just kill the studio, like, months after the game came out. The DLC doesn't really feel like it's been given a lot of love and writing from the Australia team, but the main game has a lot of, you know, the Australians going nuts on it. So they were like, what if the moon of Pandora in Borderlands world is just inhabited with a lot of Australians, and they keep referencing Australian culture in various ways. We have the Jolly Swag Man, who passed by a billabong and shoved a jumbuck in his tucker bag. We've got the Don, who's playing this wonderful sport called Squicket, I think he refers to it. We'll do one more fight, and then I'll sort of wrap it up. What's another one? I think they mentioned drop bears at one point. Like, there's a bunch. Oh! The Popo! Thanks for following the Popo. There you go. But yeah, the writing, like, I don't mind it. I don't mind that. But I do feel like, one, there's a lot of dialogue that's, how would I put it? It screams at me, or I'm basically learning about the dating profiles of various characters, and it's like, legit, like, who's the person, who's in the first area? Like, she finds you and she helps you along at the beginning, and I honestly don't know much about her personality, other than she's a bit like, you know, like, a bit aimless, and she likes women. Like, that's it. That's all I know about her. And it's like, oh my gosh, like, how many lines of dialogue do you have where you're not actually saying anything funny and or meaningful about your character? So many lines of dialogue are actually spent just instructing you to do a thing, and then just, like, telling you that that thing is important, and you should really do that thing. And, oh my gosh, why haven't you done that thing? You know what I mean? Like, it's just that. I'm like, oh my gosh. I need a bit of peace and quiet. There's actually too many lines of dialogue as well. I sort of find it's a little bit of a... Like, it's a nitpick, but it's a minor point when, like... I have to stop what I'm doing just to listen to the rest of your dialogue. Because then it means that you've overridden. You know what I mean? Like, your stuff is too long, so... but yeah. Anyways, the Randy Pitchford gets brought up in this because Randy Pitchford, yeah, as you mentioned, he replied to this person complaining about the $80 game and said, "If you're a true fan, you'll find a way." And in terms of the tone of his voice, oh, he is a very sleazy guy as well. And also, he simultaneously goes, "Oh, you know, I know what fun is, you know, we have the Duke Nukem license," and then proceeds to only publish Duke Nukem Forever and do absolutely nothing else with the Duke Nukem license. And then also sue 3D Realms for making Bombshell for some reason. There's a bit of that. I don't quite get that, but yeah. Is he wrong necessarily? I actually think he is kind of like Ion Fury was good there for our stream. No, we're wrapping up pretty soon. But yeah, no, like, I think his comment is somewhat accurate. It's just, it's not the thing this person wants to hear. It's not the thing anyone wants to hear. Like, we know it. We know that companies are gonna do this, because it makes sense from their business perspective. Saying true fans will buy it, I think technically is true, in the same way that a lot of people are pre-ordering that Switch too, even though that is a kind of expensive system for what it is, maybe. 640. Oh, so close to a level. Well, actually, is this level 18 or level... I'll just double check as well after the save. What levels are we at? Oh, okay, level 18. Yeah, we're not there at level 20 just yet, but hey, with the metal slimes, we should be fairly close to getting, you know, some class changes, and there's some real interesting ones as well. But yeah, no, yeah, Randy, should he have said it? No, but is he right? I think so, but yeah, we did good this stream. We got through a lot of places as well. There's a lot of things. Like, hold on, we fought the goons. Max level is 99, but no one is ever gonna hit 99. Like, it takes forever to get to 99. I think end boss really only expects you to get around 40, so it's not too bad. And the experience curve seems to scale ridiculously. That being said, when you reset your character's classes and you become level 1 again, you gotta work your way back up. So, but yeah, no, we got the ship. We've you know, got this magic lamp. Got this key. Discovered a bunch of dungeons. Yeah, no, lots of productive stuff this stream. So, anyways, with that, I would like to thank you all so very, very much for watching. If you enjoyed the stream or you didn't enjoy it, that's okay. You can follow on Twitch, 8:30 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time every Monday, and just Monday. We'll be back at it next week for the good stuff. If you missed parts of this, VOD will be on YouTube very soon, as well as all the old VODs, and of course follow me on the Fetty, where I had a longer opinion about AI hallucinating, and I didn't go into any of it. Check out those Reddit threads on like the AI hallucinating. It's like convincing a 5-year-old, and the 5-year-old forgets things all the time. And then people have the discussions of, is convincing this thing to do the right thing and then giving up and just doing it yourself worth the time? I think maybe not in commercial, maybe not in enterprise for a very long time, because enterprise is the place where the hardest problems are. But the simple stuff, maybe, but how often do people do the simple stuff? Maybe not as often, so... Interesting discussion there. I'll leave that for the Fetty. So, with that, stay safe, eat your greens, don't stay up too late, and get your magic lamps to turn day into night. So, see ya, fellas.